Okay, the little thing says I'm live. Does it work? Let me see. I have to load up my own live stream and hear my own voice, and then it puts me at ease. Oh no, having all kinds of tech problems tonight. It's not going well. Oh, I hear myself. All right, so let's mute myself. God, do I really sound like that, guys? Do I sound like that? Okay, I think I got everything working. I had to do a quick OBS, boy. I don't know if you're familiar with OBS Studio, but that stuff is temperamental. Let me see. I can cam up here. Hello in TV land. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong screen. Okay, there I am. Okay, yeah, tech problems. Anyway, here we are. Oh, I see hidden MGTOW. Hidden MGTOW's coming back. He's throwing some shade on my show name. Listen, we talked about this last week. It's very difficult. Oh, let me put the thing in the thing. Hold on. Invite guests to broadcast studio. Like I said, guys, I'm having an off night. All right, go back to the chat. Paste this in. Link to join, exclamation. Do that, hit send. Boom, boom. Go to my own thing. Click on pin message. Now it's on top. Now get this off because it's a delay and it's confusing. Okay. I think we'll cook with gas. So yeah, hidden MGTOW in the chat. And Penny, you're number 2. Congratulations, buddy. I love when Hidden criticizes Penny criticizes people for watching the show. He's always watching the show. Red pill in the window. I see Wendy's in the back there. Let's join the stream. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, me and Baron Yam kind of uploaded a video or two,
Yeah, like, I saw them, but I didn't watch them all because I've been running amok today. I got my kid staying with me. Normally, my kid he's at a residential school about 3 hours away. But his school has all kind like that. I get emails and it's like, oh, this house, they have different houses, and the different houses have about 12 kids each, and they're like, oh, this house has someone had COVID and someone's recovering, and this house is on lockdown. So I'm like, I better get my kid and keep him for an extended period of time. So I have him. I'm gonna have him for a couple weeks. But so I've been doing dad stuff with the kid and keeping him occupied. He's actually on the trampoline right now. And I may have to like stop and go run after him and check up on him. But we'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's going on in the trucker world?
What
part of the world are you in right now?
I'm currently in the central part of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a central part of the United States, around Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, representing Texas.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
sneaking in.
Me and Yam started a new segment called "Old Prick and Young Dick."
Yeah, I saw the title. I'm surprised YouTube. I know that would start out, but you figure YouTube, the algorithm would be all over you. But you snuck it in. A little DIIK.
Yeah, we had to. You gotta play the algorithm to the best of your ability.
As Penny insulting the guest. Penny, the heel of the show. Boo! Every time Penny comes on, you boo him.
Yeah. He's always welcome. He's always welcome.
I know you got under Wendy's skin with the fat trucker. I saw you had a couple of fat trucker videos, Wendy.
I mean, it's obviously that I'm a fat trucker. I'm a fat lazy trucker.
Fat lazy trucker working 10 hours a day, probably 7 days a week, going across the country, just being a lazy prick. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't believe the fat part though.
speaking about being a lazy prick, this was the biggest mug in the thing, and it's like it's a grandma mug. It's pink inside, but I don't care. I'm a functional dude. I need a big mug.
It's an inside-out tit.
Right. Yeah, obviously, I'm fat and lazy.
Sure.
And I could barely climb. On those black pit loads. My
your robot. Yeah, I saw your video. You were climbing the rig. What were you climbing on? What were you hauling?
I was hauling flooring, like some sort of either roofing shingles or flooring.
Oh, good. I could use some of that. We had a flood a few months ago, and the wood got all weird underneath the bathroom.
Yeah.
Next time you're manly, it's just a little load fall off the truck for me. Only if it's good stuff. I want high quality shit.
If the shipper doesn't want it, and the dispatch tells me to make, if the consignee doesn't want it, and the dispatch tells me to make it disappear, I'm gonna say, put me on a 2-stop load, one toward Pittsburgh and one to New York.
Is that a thing? Making stuff disappear off the truck?
Basically, you ever heard of it fell off a flatbed?
I remember watching that movie with De Niro where they de-aged De Niro. It was like a gangster thing, and he was a trucker that was like, he kept like, he'd open up the back and there's nothing in it. He's like, what happened? I don't understand. Because he was like selling it at a better price somewhere.
If you want to make shit disappear, just go to like Compton and leave the back doors open and drive real slow.
Hey, like the thing is like only like they're like said. What do you think most of the stuff at the homeless shelters come from? It's either overages or the shipper didn't, or the consignee didn't want it. Heck, I got a whole 2 boxes of plums one day because they had overages.
It's gonna make you shit.
You can't eat a whole truckload of plums.
Yeah. I had to spread it out. Like I said, they typically spread plums, apples. Yeah, some people get watermelons. Oh, when watermelons fall in, they give from the keyboard boxes.
As a trucker, you don't want to be eating too many plums.
Right. You don't want to eat no crap. You also don't want to eat spicy things.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the 34. Because every bump, you're like, oh.
You got to get one of those seats with the toilet built in.
There's no commode in the truck, right? It's just like a sleeper.
No.
Yeah, that would be pretty gross.
But a 5-gallon bucket when you're desperate.
Oh, no.
yeah. Toilet with a toilet seat lid. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Please tell me you get out and dump it. You don't just drive around with that in there.
As you go in 60, you just empty out the car.
That's what the cat litter. Yeah, that's what the cat litter and the bag is for.
Oh my god.
That's what the cat litter and the bag is for.
So this is totally true because he didn't even think. He just told you the kitty litter thing. So the kitty litter bag is real. Cover it up.
Well, that I think is like if you're supposed to have that in your car in case you like leak oil. Isn't that a thing?
It's not kitty litter. It's the oil cleanup kit. And he's pouring it on his shit.
Meanwhile, you back there.
It's pretty absorbent.
Just shake it a little bit and try to cover it best. Shake the bag.
Shake it out the window while you're driving, doing 80.
Well, they also have like fancy cat litter. There's like crystals. They have the kind that's like crystals, like you're supposed to just scoop out just the poop. It makes a little patty.
I know a guy got smoked by an old people diaper. He's working on the side of the road and someone fired a diaper out the window and it hit it. It fucking hit his head and exploded everywhere. It was
every
some
time I
old
see a
person
diaper out in the
shit.
wild, I think of Maga Man Wally because he made that video. He
picking them up with the little grabber.
Picked them up with the thing. It was like, oh, look at the liberals that'll leave. Like he knew that the liberals were responsible for the diaper.
I think it was probably I think it's non-voters that did that.
I saw
People
it
that
today.
just live off it.
I took my kid to the park and there was like a diaper on the floor. I was like, oh, the sons of bitch New Yorkers just leaving their diapers all over the place.
Who the hell is having kids these days? Honest to God.
Right, here we go. Here's Quarter Pounder joining the stream.
Hey, everybody doing?
A little dig at Penny. I'm sure
Oh, that's a nice
have something
background
to
you put
say.
behind yourself.
How's everybody doing? Everybody had a good week? Everybody going good?
Yeah,
something like that.
Doing
Yeah,
the
good.
Memorial
I made
Day
myself a
with the
pretty penny.
kid. Nice. How about you?
Good.
What's going on with you, Kevin?
Oh, same old, same old. Getting home a little late. It was a lot of traffic today. It was raining. The LIE is back to like, Dan, you know the LIE, of course, because, and I'm sure Windy does. I don't know if Hidden's been down this way, but it's like the most congested, I think, east of the Mississippi. It's like one of the most congested roadways. And like prior to COVID or during COVID, it was like a ghost town. And now it's back to,
Back
and
to
now
its
it's
glory.
back. Yeah, it's packed again. It's back to where it used
I
to be.
literally, yeah,
All the
literally, if I
autistics
don't-
are
if I
driving
don't
again.
yeah. If I don't get past New York to get to another state, that means that that it's literally going to take my whole entire clock.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I bet. Yeah. I bet you that's a heartache too, right?
Yeah.
To get through the city, especially.
New York state is the only place I've been in the States.
Yeah, I used to go into the LIE to the Midtown Tunnel to get. I used to have a van, a commercial van, and then I remember I would sneak it on the West Side Highway, which not the West Side Highway. What's the other one? Opposite mid, like on the other. Anyway, I used to like you're not allowed to have commercial vehicles, but I would jump on there because it would save 10 minutes. And
everybody-
you get
every-
nabbed.
Everybody does that now, like on all the parkways and stuff. If you have like a commercial van or stuff like that, everybody uses it. I don't think they're enforcing it right now. I think they stopped enforcing it during COVID. So like a lot of contractors and stuff with like commercial vans and pickups are using like the parkways. But
I avoid.
Kevin, do you have fucking COVID? Because you sound pretty fucking...
nasally? Do I
Yeah.
sound nasally?
What's going on over there?
I don't
Is your
know.
background giving you...
It's maybe allergies. It's been pretty bad, the allergies this year. But no, I don't have. I had COVID. I had COVID before.
Oh, so you'd know it if you had it then.
I know. Yeah, I had it before Christmas.
Let me ask you, how much taste do you lose?
You know what? I actually lost taste for about 2 months. Everything was like really bland. I mean, even the spiciest stuff. But then it gradually came back.
Right. Me, it's like my sister and her boyfriend picked me up from a terminal. They both had COVID. Her boyfriend was still contagious, but she was still feeling it. And they said, "Oh, we're gonna do our best not to give it to you." And I said, "Do you see what we're in? We are in a freaking SUV, a mid-sized SUV."
Is that hidden? Is that a COVID cough or is that a wacky tobacco cough?
See, this is what I'm trying to figure out. I figure I don't have COVID so long as I don't get a test.
Yes.
As long as I don't have a test, I don't have a negative or a positive, right? So.
Well, when I got it, I felt bad. I had fever. I felt bad.
See, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I knew I had something if it wasn't flu or something, and I went and I got the rapid, and the rapid was negative, and they gave me the the PCR.
PCR.
And the PCR came back positive.
That's the one that gives the false positives too.
I
So.
still didn't get much. I just still didn't get tested or the jab. You know.
I feel like I'm almost over it, so there's no point.
How long have it been bothering you?
I'm not really bothered. It was like the first day I had like aches and pains. For like 2 days, and then that just went away, and it was a normal cold, and then now I'm just stuffy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's what
Which
I had.
I mean, that's a cold too, right? So what the fuck's the difference?
Yeah, and I had no energy for a couple of days. It just felt like just
Yeah,
blah,
the first day I was like, oh, I don't feel too good, and then the next day, I took some Advil, and I'm like, I feel normal. Fuck it. Man, all kinds of other people fucking came to work knowingly with COVID, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna not know. Fuck it.
Yeah, that happens with my wife's a nurse, and like she gets like coworkers. They're nurses. It's like they're medical people.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, I got. And Lynn's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here.
But that's like the old story.
Patients, like dumb.
The plumber has the worst plumbing in his house. The electrician gets shocked all the time. All his shit is unsafe, and
and all the nurses have cancer.
The truckers are the worst drivers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Only when they're fucking passing each other on the highway. That just drives me fucking nuts. One guy's doing one under, and the other guy's doing the limit, and you're like, Jesus Christ, one of you just fuck off.
Savage, savage in the house.
Savage.
Hey, look, for me, I typically try that if a person's going just 1 mile per hour faster than me, I'll just back down to 65. You know, just let him pass me. I mean, he's in a bigger rush. You know.
I know why.
It looks like Wind. It looks like Pounder's been watching your videos because he's commenting on your urban cowboy trucker boots.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed that they were untied when you were climbing all over that load. You were all over it.
Those,
and you didn't
those
tie
feet
your
didn't
shoes.
look fat either.
Yeah, it's because I'm a fat, lazy trucker.
And he's watching.
I'm fat and I'm lazy, and I'm so lazy and fat I can't tie my shoes.
I wouldn't call you fat.
I like that evil laugh.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't know what happened, but last week's episode has like up to 1,400 views. I'm assuming the algorithm is broken.
Isn't that incredible?
I think it was Wally Bots.
Oh, you think so? He's driving up my
Wally
my viewership. Well, he should do the same to him because his views are terrible. I don't know what he's doing wrong. I mean, I know what he's doing wrong.
I really like to know how that happened sometimes. Like, because I remember too. I mean, it was pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I always have fun. But I remember not Pounder. Babu, he put up that video where Wally was like, it looked like he was in some kind of doctor's office and the kid was way in the far corner and he's doing like some kind of creepy shit. And that got like a ton of, that got like over 1,000 hits too, real quick, you know? So I wonder
Don't
how
eat that. Don't eat that, not while you're driving.
I've been sitting in the sun.
It's got them jalapenos in there.
I'm psychotic. Yeah, I'm a bit psychotic.
Yeah, it's gonna give you the runs.
Well, yeah,
in Canada we call it jalapeno.
Jalapeno, yeah. I used to drive a jalapeno.
Thanks to Ricky.
Penny, I think I know why Penny likes Wally so much. Just
You get the Archie Andrews jalopy.
Space Jew. That's
good jalopy for you.
That's horrible. He's gonna come back and he's gonna eat your lunch, Pounder. I mean, I swear to God.
Does that mean he's Ferengi?
Oh,
I think that's what the Ferengis are supposed to be, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they like a stereotype, like people call them out. Like they have
like,
big.
Oh, I need my latinum.
They have big noses and they're into money all the time. It's like
everything's about money.
Star Trek people.
Is that what you think? Yeah.
That's where I think he's got that from. Yeah.
I always like watching.
You could ask him himself.
Well, look, it's a Star Trek thing too. Like, it's totally Ferengi.
Penny's gonna get owned now.
Perfect timing.
Come on here, Penny. Come get some.
Penny was worried about you.
Come get some of those space shekels.
You know, the funny thing in all of this, hi guys, by the way.
Hey, how you doing?
Is I am the least Jewish Jew guy there ever was. I am so
the
not
least
religious.
Jewy Jew.
Seriously, it's only because of Wally calling me a heeb and a kike and all that other crap.
That should be your rap name, bro. Jewy Jew.
Jewy Jew, yeah.
Well, that's what Wally does. That's what Wally does to you. Like, Wally calls you something, and you just.
So I've
just
become this like persona. Like
Sure.
I am the least Jewish person alive, right? But I'm the Hebrew spaceman because Wally, outs me as a Jewish guy.
Yeah,
he somehow
lumped you.
You should have a picture of Quark
from Brooklyn. Like,
yeah, he lumps me with
you must be one of those people.
Oh, you got the curls and the hat and the big beard.
Yeah,
in Wally's world,
people are marching.
And what's hysterical is, personally, I can't stand the Orthodox by and large.
But they're your people.
Yeah, my people who marched on the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Wally. Anyway, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, man?
It's been a day. I don't know actually how long I can stay on. I got some staffing issues I got to sort out and what have you. But
Well, I
we
saw
get
you
it. You're doing your own. You got your own practice. We get it.
Yeah. It's
How
never.
are you making out?
I was watching last episode over again, and I realized at one point, Hebrew, you said that it was your girlfriend's birthday. I kind of missed it.
Yeah. I did too.
Oh man, how much trouble did you get in?
Well,
soon
she
are you
made
going to be a big cow guy soon?
at the rate I'm going to, sure. But by Wally's definition, I'm going to go my own way, but it's going to be like out on an ice floe to be left alone and just die a quiet death.
We've all been on that ice floe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's okay. What is it? Practice. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, Penny. You know, that's kind of funny. Actually, I applied to for a prison job, but there's a federal prison here not too far from me in Brooklyn.
Hey, that's government money, man, right?
Seriously, look,
Government
I would have
cheese.
before I bought this practice, I would have loved to have actually gotten that gig because as a federal employee, you get every holiday off known to man. You get a pension, you get a 401k, you get benefits
Stress
out the
leave.
wazoo. Yeah, seriously. I mean, not for nothing, I could have got a carry permit for New York City, right? I could have
got massages on Thursdays.
Yeah, exactly. Candies on Fridays, right? So it would have been a great gig, but unfortunately, I didn't apply in time, and somebody else got it.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for everything, like office people, hygienists, the whole 9 yards, right?
Well, hygienists, yeah, not for right now because my practice is slow to start up, so I don't have enough of a population there to get it going to pay somebody to do that. So I'm gonna have to do it. But
I got you.
Yeah, front desk for sure. The staff that I inherited from the previous owner is not up to snuff. And one of them's a little bit of a psychopath. Actually, should be right up Wally's alley. So
Hebrew's doing it all on his own. He goes to
Pretty
the front
much.
desk. He puts on a wig. Can I help you? And he runs to the back. Yes, I'm your doctor today.
Puts a smock on quickly.
Yeah, that's great. You gauge somebody's mental acuity based on Wally. Like, oh well, Wally is the standard for the worst kind of mental patient there is, and then there's increasing levels of better. You know,
he comes up in conversation. I was talking to my wife. We were talking about this whole Johnny Depp. She still all did a Johnny Depp case.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about Wally's response video today.
Yeah, I have.
Absolutely. You know what? I took a little piece of the Amber Heard lawyer talking, and she sounds like she got everything from Wally. It sounds like she took her whole defense from Wally. I swear to God, if you got to listen to it. I'll drop it in here.
It would have been great if Amber at any point was.
I just have his response.
Oh, Wally! No. This is different. This is just a news clip from her lawyer. It's definitely not going to be a copyright thing or anything, but it's great because like I listened to it and I'm like, oh, holy shit! That this is Wally. This has got to be something that Wally did. It sounds like something he would have. Come up with.
It sounds like Amber was kind of like Wally, like she.
Oh, absolutely.
She had borderline personality disorder.
Yeah,
I was waiting for her to lean into the mic and go, "It's a lie."
Yeah.
Everything.
She was shitting in the bed as a prank, but it went wrong. It's just like
a
she's
prank.
another.
Okay.
She's another lunatic.
Just a prank, bro.
Yeah, we can actually. Let's see. I can.
Well, before you sign, you'll see anybody who watches it and anybody who already knows Wally. 5 seconds in, he like pivots away from Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, and suddenly it's voices of men everywhere, and then it's him, and then
Judge
it's
Kavanaugh,
and then it's Judge Kavanaugh, right? And I'm like, where the?
Yeah.
I mean, of course we know Wally, so I know his greatest hits. But
like
anybody who wouldn't know this, it's like, where are you going with this?
Distress damages are even more extreme here. And that is, Don Hughes
just see a big turd.
Extensively about the PTSD and what she goes through. And
this is Wally's video?
Yeah. Liar, every time these hoax things come up, everything, it causes
fair
her
use,
to
fair
relive
use.
all of it. She talks about the panic attacks, the nervousness, the intrusive thoughts, the nightmares, all of the sweats, the anxiety that goes through all of this. It's significant, but probably the most compelling testimony that you could ever hear was from Amber yesterday and when she took the stand before.
It was compelling.
It has destroyed her life. This has
That's
consumed her. She's getting death threats.
I'm getting death threats.
Did you splice that so that she said it that way?
it could be Wally sitting there. PTSD, anxiety, the whole thing, death. It could be Wally.
The reason why, Slippery, is this because they're buzzwords, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how Wally got his 9/11 benefits. He bothered enough people and enough doctors and enough attorneys to get all the buzzwords, to say all the right things that you need to say in order for the government to just sign off on it. That's all it all is.
Yeah, he just says what he has to.
Now, I actually talked to a guy today about the that WTC health program, and everybody goes. This guy went to the same place as probably Wally did because he's a fan of the show. Shout out, fan of the show,
subscribe.
And like and subscribe and smash that like button. He's a fan of the show, and he's sure because he saw the Wally hold up some of the paperwork, and he's sure that Wally is using the Barish and McGarry, the ones that do a lot of the WTC stuff. And there's 4 things that you have to do. You have to have a certification of illness as listed by the James Zadroga Act, CFR 8815, a witness presence statement. So somebody that was with you can tell you where you were, what time, what day. And he said it has to be fairly specific. It can't just be something else. And then I think what Wally was floating around as his Egg McMuffin, the MacGuffin, that was the third-party verification form. And usually it's from a job or a union or a volunteer organization.
Bing.
And then
check that box.
And then your personal attestation. So I'm wondering who he didn't say anything about a witness presenting. They said after all that paperwork is complete, you've got a wait time of about 2 years. So Wally won't be buying his house anytime soon. Or taking us to court.
Or lawyers,
So,
But once he has things in place, boy, are we in big, big trouble.
Yeah. So, he sent me this, and it's like, is it Wally?
Cue it. Cue the sound.
Is it time? Do you have it ready? Is that what we're doing?
I'm fucking confused.
Oh, I thought. Did you, Kevin? Do you have the C&D in hand? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, that's.
Oh no, that was something. No, that was something different.
I thought
I
you
do.
were getting
I have it all. I have it handy. I'm trying to increase the production value of the show.
Well, I don't think we're the top 1,400 views from last week.
I was going to ask.
Show him how to put a picture in the background.
What did it get up to?
It was 1.4K. I didn't look at I was like, what is like YouTube's broken. I don't know what's happening.
But it's great, isn't it?
Well,
I just like that Wally's views suck. That's all that matters to me.
1K of them is us, because I've watched that thing like 75 times. Wally's got 2 more videos up today. I haven't even watched them yet.
Yeah, I want you. We could do his. I got the super straight one already. Let's.
Absolutely.
This just came up. Wally's celebrating Pride Day by once again letting everyone know that he's in fact super straight.
I'm super straight.
We really need to break down each of his videos. I mean, it would take 9 hours, but like he's got like 3 or 4 new ones up, including. I want to go over the Amber Heard one. We were talking about his father-in-law, Gildardo.
Oh yeah. He trashed the whole family again.
Yeah.
This one just came up. I didn't even review it yet.
What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. It goes from being really funny to fucking cringeworthy to the point where it's like, Jesus, man, do we really, in today's society, in this land of plenty, do we really need to explain what men and women are?
Well, I think I'm getting laggy.
Fucking disgusting how the fucking weirdos and the nerds and the Star Wars freaks and the Nintendo players
we get thrown in there.
Fucking
hold on.
Furries.
Hold on.
All of this
You said it.
Furry nerd.
All of these people, man.
What'd he say? Are you a furry? We knew it.
Nintendo players.
Oh, he got you. He got you.
Fucking nerd.
You're one of them. You're part of the problem, Wendy.
And doesn't he have like 9 old school game consoles or something?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
He used to play Metroid for 4 hours and live stream that. But now everyone else is a Nintendo loser. Like it's so fascinating. He's so self-loathing. It's great.
What you do behind closed doors, but then you interfere in my personal life. I got a problem with that. When you start infringing your shit on me, right? I love it how they.
So what do you?
Sounds like a gay guy hit on him.
He keeps saying that. Like, what does that mean? He's like, as long as you're gay and you're doing it, like, don't put it in my face. Like, what does he mean? You're just two guys walking down the street holding hands. That's
that's rubbing in his face. But he can be super straight, right? Wally is like, he thinks he's Archie Bunker. I swear to God. He really does. That's his whole argument. It's like this 1970s sitcom. Let's have a conversation about race.
Except there's no Edith. Who's this Edith?
Archie.
That's his left hand. I can picture Wally at home having like a puppet show.
Esteban, I guess, is
yeah, there you go.
Esteban is Edith.
What's for dinner tonight? Eat it. Bacon souffle.
But
I don't want any of that.
That's a good point you raise. Like, like when he says, "As long as you don't infringe on me," like, but I don't know. I know gay people all over the place. I don't know how they infringe on me. They're not like, I guess, unless they're hugging and kissing you or saying, "Hey, I'm not coming." I don't.
They're not
know.
infringing if you consent, Kevin.
No,
I've been saying it for a while. I think Wally probably has feelings, and it's confusing him. And when he sees like a trans person or a man he's attracted to, he's like, "What? Stop it! Stop doing that to me!"
Yeah,
that's speculating. Wally, this is the month to come out. It's Pride Month. If you're gonna do it, make you move now, buddy. He came close with look at the title of this thing. He came close. He's like celebrating Pride Month by coming out as super straight. Like you're so close, Wally. A little editing.
Wally, Freddie Mercury was gay. It's cool. It's all right to be gay. Can you imagine being Freddie Mercury?
Freddie Mercury is gay?
Yeah. I think you.
No, because you're an ugly,
oh my God.
weird, creepy, strange fucking stalker type that can't control their fucking hormones.
Stalker type.
Because you're afraid to get beat up in the
What did he say?
Smoker types, yeah.
Oh, stalker.
Wally calling people stalker types.
Like I got. And I turned out just fine.
Did you?
Did you?
Oh, I love that.
Everybody dies. Everybody they get sick. People suffer with depression and anxiety and sadness and joy. And
Can you clip that part where he says, "I turned out just fine," so that you can just add that to the end of everything?
These Star Wars fucks. Whatever that was last time.
I was there on 9/11 and I turned out fine.
Not everyone is going to fall in love with you. Not everyone is going to accept you. Not everyone is going to be your friend.
No, they're not.
Well, that's one of his things where he's like, he can't force you who to love. Who is forcing him to love anybody?
I don't get that.
Yeah, he does the Agenda 2030 or something, Agenda 21. According somewhere in that book, while he waves it, he says the government's going to make you love fat people and trans people. They're going to force you to have sex with them.
They're going to make you suckle.
Like
I'm
sure nowhere in that book it actually says that. I'm not an ex. I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that there's nowhere in that book it says
they want to fucking fondle your kids or some crazy
shit. They're gonna force circumcise everybody, no matter how old they are.
Too late. Look at my name, Hebrew Spaceman. Man, there you go.
They got his space foreskin.
Yep. I got half off.
This one's getting choppy.
Yeah, Dan, up your game here. Increase your bandwidth.
Most normal folks into accepting them. If you're fucking weird and creepy and strange and spooky, fuck no. You really think that you're gonna try to shame the normal people in this country by calling us transphobes?
Oh, wait.
Or the little squirts coming out from your women's
Remember this line? Shame on you, Win.
Sexual urges. This fucking public display of these fetishes, it's fucking disgusting. It's horrifying. And really, it needs to be
he talks about the public display of anything, says the guy who dresses like a rodeo clown, right? And has stickers all over his car.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite comment ever was when one of the pictures, I think, of his tire cover, of Wally wearing like two of his pepper ball guns, right?
Oh,
and his soccer jersey and all this shit. My favorite thing ever was somebody randomly said, "This guy looks like he bought his personality at Walmart."
yeah.
Right? And which is so dead on. So for Wally to talk about anybody flaunting anything, it's like he is the biggest stupid peacock there ever was.
I'm completely convinced now he's not showing himself again on camera because every time he goes on camera, like there's something that we make fun of because it's just ridiculous. His get-ups are ridiculous. So he doesn't do it anymore because I think that really gets under his skin. I think it really bothers him. The one where he had like the sunburn and the eyes, it was just so freaking.
Well, am I allowed to put that picture up again, or are we going to say no?
Well, like Wally's like privacy.
It's not my channel. Do it.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Don't listen to him. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand YouTube. I haven't gotten. I shouldn't say this, but I haven't gotten my weekly copyright takedown request from.
Bam!
I
You
keep
just
checking
got
my
it.
email. Yeah, it's late, but I keep checking. I'm like, oh, did he give up? I'm like, he didn't give up because he never fucking knows when to fucking.
Oh, Black Pill Radio in the chat. What's up there, Black? Yeah. I'm sure he'll get something for it.
Shame on you, Black Pill. He's one of the guys.
Black Pill. You know, you got named. He got named in one of Wally's video as a traitor. Look at that.
It was the one where Wally almost cried. He was like, he was talking about that guy Mike, the plumber, the electrician, and then Black Pill.
Black Pill,
turned on him.
But Black Pill.
Point, can we talk about all the Wally's new audience and that last live stream he did where he has that Nightbot thing? Which somebody has to explain to me what that even is. Exclamation point troll dunk.
So I thought it was funny because like it's just software that is supposed to simulate a moderator, and the big thing you could do with it is it looks like a user in the chat. It's like Nightbot, but you could tell it to if anyone
isn't that like a Discord bot or something?
If anyone uses certain keywords, they just won't show up. So I actually wanted to talk tonight because
YouTube does that already. You can set it to do whatever.
Oh well, this is what Wally was bragging about, and I thought it'd be funny if we, as a group right now, come up with a list of words that Wally should use on his Nightbot software so that no one so like for example, I would say the word choke should be in there. So because if someone says I heard you choked out whatever, it just won't show up. And Wally
100%.
What happens if you're using it because you're driving an old car? I have to choke the carburetor.
It just gets blocked. See, that's the problem. Like, as an IT guy, it's like this software is a quagmire because it's a micromanaging nightmare. It's lots of false positives. But Wally doesn't know that, so he's going to fucking try it. And it's all to just... Because Wally, people in the chat ask too many questions, and all the other guests start wondering what's going on. And Wally can't stand that, so he's going to try to nuke the problem and nip it in the bud before it festers. So that's what he's doing it for.
For all intents and purposes, if Penny Pounder was in Wally's chat, and Penny Pounder said to Wally, and he said it in our chat, he said he should get over Babymomma. Oh, that would be a flagged word. Babymomma would be a flagged word, and so would chicken nugget toes.
Penny, if Wally saw what you said about him, you'd be demoted to whatever the hell your rank.
Yeah,
you can't get any lower because it's one rank. It's
it's
Wally than you. So
you'd be a KP you'd be a KP in the Maga Army alongside Plastic in the Tree.
And looking at that comment from Penny, like that was the other thing when Wally was playing with this Nightbot software. Normally it runs, and every now and again it would have like a generated message that would just be like, Nightbot is running or something like that. But Wally edited it to try to make it sound like the Terminator, T-1000. It was like, Nightbot is here to smash the trolls. Oh, Nightbot is going to get you. Like it's just software, Penny and Wally. Okay, calm down. Take it down a notch.
But the problem
he has a whole new game.
Nightbot's going to terminate you. It's like, it's free software. Stop.
Kmart Investor was a perfect example because I watched him in both environments. In this environment and Wally's environment, and he was always kind of thoughtful and respectful in each of them, and I think I kind of think he was legit. Maybe he was being a little trollish at some points, but if he goes into Wally's chat and starts asking the questions, Wally just gets flustered because Wally doesn't have any real, like, if you ask a question in Wally's chat, and I think Kmart did it, he said, oh, did you really want to kill yourself with your pellet gun? Did you really go on a live stream doing that? And how does Wally respond to that? He's like, oh yeah, I did, but it's because they were trolling me.
One of the guys asked, like,
hey, bubblegum.
Someone asked, hey, do you think Babymomma moved on? And Wally was like, I don't know the answer to that. Anyway, he just glances over that, obvious elephant in the room. Like, is she living with someone else? Did she is her boyfriend of like 5 years living with her? Like, I don't know.
Does he think that when he gets some big settlement from that thing that he's just gonna not owe a whole chunk of cash?
Well, Babymomma has moved on. I just I found some information here.
Oh, Dan King, you my puppy, right?
Oh shit.
That's right. Dan King gonna be fuck king right here, this fat ass, right? Oh, papi, noticias 41.
Does anyone know what that translates into? I told you the hair around the mouth, just like candy.
Wow.
Turn off.
Ew.
So yeah, he's playing with Nightbot. So like free software is gonna like save him from the trolls.
But he's got like,
you know.
Wally's amazing to me in the sense that he keeps finding a new, like now he's got like 3 new moderators, right? And suddenly these are the best people in the world.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, they give Wally a little bit of play, and they're like, I can't believe I
Joker.
That was another thing Wally was doing. Wally was like, okay, everyone send me the URLs to your channel so I could tell Nightbot that you're okay. And he asked one of his viewers, it's like, I think it was a girl named Cheryl. He was like, Cheryl, give me your URL. And she's like, I don't want any of that. Like, she's like privacy, like, no. And he's like, no, it's good because if you do this, it'll, you know, he was trying to plug Nightbot. And the other thing while I was talking about, he's like, oh, Nightbot's great. If you sign up, when I do a live stream, it'll just automatically like broadcast from your channels. Like, wow, thanks, Wally.
Yeah.
Like, who wants that gift? Like,
I love how Wally thinks he needs a team of moderators, right? Like he's a shock jock.
It's the army, you know. There's a lot of stuff to do when you're in the army. There's, you know,
but like I don't get him either. Like Penny Pounder's in the chat all the time, and he says whatever he says. Let the trolls say what they're gonna say. I mean, you know, it's kind of fun. I think it actually adds interest, to tell you the truth.
I'm coming around.
They asked too many questions, and then Wally, like that live stream, the famous one where they were like, dude, you said really anti-Semitic stuff, and Wally was like, like he couldn't get out of it.
That video wasn't for you.
Nightbot's gonna like save the day in Wally's mind.
Well, because the only thing Wally wants to hear is.
Remember the time where you just pulled out a collage of Wally's greatest hits?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many versions.
Copyright
like,
bomb. Boom.
Oh yeah.
So many haircuts.
I've been waiting for that copyright strike from that. Oh wait a minute, that's when he had his Maga Man channel.
Yeah, any of that stuff is fair game. I have all the old Maga Man stuff. He can't do any copyright on that because YouTube isn't posting it. So it doesn't matter. He has to go.
I'm guessing he does a privacy thing on that. He's like, oh, these are videos that I voluntarily took off of YouTube. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, right.
So they're private now.
Yeah,
I was trying to promote them to the world and trying to get people to share them on their channels automatically. Isn't that great? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Sign up to Nightbot.
So he can copyright strike them later. As soon as he causes a problem and they start turning on him, then he's going to copyright strike them all.
At one point, he said something crazy to me as an IT guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, I think after I install this Nightbot, I could just press a button and it'll broadcast to your channels." I'm like, "I'm sure it doesn't do that. Like, just automatically start playing."
And then he can find out who you are.
No, that's probably a few steps between that.
And then
well,
and then he can find out who you are.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, he can find out who you are.
Black Pill says it exactly. If I was in his situation now, any rational person in his situation wouldn't talk about any of it. I would just get the bag and live the ease. Yeah. Why would you? Yeah. Why would you put your whole?
Because Wally knows that people like Hebrew Spaceman think that Wally is grifting and
what do you mean think?
Wally's got to say that's not true and let me tell you why and I have paperwork and blah blah blah. But Wally knows it's like. He's being like, you know, it's guilt, I think. But Wally, this is why you have nightmares, because of the guilt of your lifestyle you leave, okay? It's not oh, that was the other thing I want to talk about. He recently made a bunch of videos where he's now blaming Gildardo. I solely hold Gildardo responsible for my breakup.
Well, that's in the Amber Heard video, right?
We're in the free and clear now. It's not us. It's 100% Gildardo. And then he says, "Oh, something about like I don't know." It sounded like he's going to sue his baby mama to love him again. Like the court will say, "You must love me again." Okay, Maritza has been ordered to love Wally again because Wally has proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not cheat with other women. So what does he think is going to happen?
Is that your microphone?
I got a question.
Chips? What is that?
I got one burning question.
My microphone is doing something?
No, somebody's like eating a bag of chips or shit.
No, I'm rolling a fucking joint, yo.
Oh, okay. You know that. What do you have the microphone?
No, this is just a fucking good microphone, man. You guys got to step up your game, man.
I have the same microphone Hidden has, but it's this giant thing that would be like this in front of my face the whole time. I tried using it once, and Wally was louder than me, and I just was like, fuck
I remember
thing.
that. I remember. Yeah, how could that be? I mean, like, I don't know what he does, but like, he goes.
I had the gain down because I didn't want to. Unlike Wally, I didn't want to dominate the fucking universe.
Hey, I have one burning question.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Tell me, I mean, everybody here has had an email address in the 90s, right?
Had a what in the 90s? Sorry.
Say it again.
An email address.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still have mine from the 90s. You can ask Dan.
Okay.
Well, come on.
Now, how do you like? I know most of us have been on Craigslist. How do you post an ad, or how do you acquire certain goods on Craigslist? Back then, when they had the dating thing, you had to have an email address. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And in order to have an email address, it asks for your name, and asking for a password, right?
Yeah. It's probably like a confirm. Like you can't like spoof an email address.
Right.
I didn't see the article. Who knows what the thing? Apparently, Babymomma has it. Wally's like, I don't have it, but I know Babymomma has it.
Well,
the Craigslist thing, yeah.
We've said repeatedly. At least I can speak for all the Star Wars folks. We have no idea what he's talking about with these Craigslist ads and these. I don't know.
I never heard anything about these Craigslist ads.
So Wally decries this shit, and I'm like, what is he talking about?
And he doesn't even have a printout of it. He goes to law enforcement, and anyone who will listen and be like, they did this thing to me that I can't show you or don't have any proof or evidence that it ever happened, but I know they did it.
But it sounds really weird. He says it's a picture of him with a prostitute soliciting prostitutes on Craigslist. Now, who would do that? It has to be a spoof, right? It has to be, if it's even true, you know.
But also, even if you had a girlfriend and she saw something like that, and you would just be like, listen, I have tons of enemies, like see me. Like this is them, and that would be it. I think with most people, maybe it would be a little anger.
It's somebody fucking with me.
He's this caused our breakup. It's like, come on,
No, but now it's rescinded because he said Gildardo was 100% responsible for everything.
This week anyway.
So tell me, how in the world you need a password. So either A, he set the ad up himself, or B, he gave the password to somebody else, and they didn't like him that much.
God bless Bubblegum. May he survive his
death. I think Bubblegum is changing. He's one of the Maga Army. He's on the fence. We're trying to recruit him. Bubblegum, come over here. It's more fun over here. We let everyone
Bubblegum is the one questioning.
We don't have any Nightbots doing any Nightbot stuff.
I thought he's for sure a troll from somewhere in this world, somewhere in this universe.
Well, he can play here. It is, Bubblegum was getting yelled at by Penny. Penny, you're doing my work, buddy. You're recruiting troops for me.
Was that the part where Bubblegum and Penny were like, and Wally was like, guys, for me, you no fighting, no fighting.
I didn't see that part. Is that?
Yeah, was that Penny? Was that?
Wally was eating it up. He's like, they're fighting over me.
Yeah, didn't your boss, like, he was saying for his honor, you guys couldn't fight anymore or something? I thought that's what that was.
I think I missed that part.
No, it was in one of his live streams. There were two guys arguing.
His live streams are exhausting. I only listen to him if I have a long drive.
Yeah, it's always the
double
same.
Speed.
It's always the same. And now he's doing this stuff over and over again because he has like a kind of a new audience with a couple different actors.
Right. So you guys don't do what I told you to do? Just let it burn for like an hour or so, and then start it and put it at 2 times speed.
Yeah, I've been doing 2 times speed is a good speed, like especially in the car.
Yeah, because
he was playing with Nightbot for 2 hours. He was like, "Oh,
does it sound like
it now?
Does it get faster like that? Like
no, it just talks really fast. It talks like this because it adjusts the pitch. Blah 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 blah. So it
doesn't adjust the pitch, so it goes really fast.
But I wish it let you do a chipmunk voice. It's funner that way.
What's going on, Dan Key? What's going on, everybody? What's up?
What's going on, Blue Line? I let you in.
Hey, what's on? How you doing?
Great. How about yourself?
Good.
All right, good. Oh, I love it. They're getting into it over here.
Who the fuck makes an account?
What I'm getting at is either A, trusted his password,
we're losing you. I don't know if it's me. I don't think it's me. I think it's.
No, Wind and Sifu always have that problem. As soon as they want to say something, they're fucking thing robots.
They're going through a tunnel.
The thing is, I was saying is like either A, he entrusted his password to a terrible person who he thought was a friend, or B, he set up the Craigslist ad.
I happen to think I think you have something there because Wally always goes through these like Ralph Cramden like schemes that always blow up in his face. He's got like these weird schemes.
That's a great analogy.
What
again,
if?
You're showing your age. None of the kids know what you're talking about.
What if
you don't know who
he
Ralph
left
Cramden
his
was?
phone open at home and Babymomma set up a Craigslist thing to set him up and get him the fuck out?
Oh, no, that's a sign of an inventive mind. Yeah. But I wouldn't doubt it if he did that to try to like make Babymomma jealous and just do something like that. And it backfired on him.
Also, her get the fuck out.
Well, that's
no!
Like he said another thing very telling the other day. He said that like, oh, I sent her the link to this video, but I don't know if she's gonna watch it. So all those videos where he's crying, those are all for her. He like makes them and sends them to her.
Emails them
and they just go right in her garbage in her inbox. But while he's trying,
spam
all those
folder.
episodes, all those episodes he did with his health crises, with his splongemelia. I had to look that up. That's
if you don't love me, I'm gonna die on my bunk bed. Look,
somebody's gonna have to be martyred.
Yeah.
All those were for her
on my kid's bed. So when they find me, you can.
I've kind of been in that position. I'm not gonna lie, but not for long.
What crying on the bunk bed of your children with a book full of your enemies?
Well, no, not that far, but like making stupid overtures that when you look at them later, you're like, that would never work anyway.
I think she would actually celebrate. I think she would celebrate. Finally, peace and quiet.
I think she's mortified. She's like, how would I like? He asked me on a date, and I went. And like I had sex with him. What was I? I didn't know he was this. He's so nice back then. I don't know. Maybe Wally might have been normal, and then some brain chemistry happened for whatever reason. Not he's like 9/11. It could have been having children. Something like I'm trying to defend
Babu.
her. Like
not according to Babu. No, Babu says he was like yeah.
So we need to get Babymomma. Come on the show.
Oh.
I think someone was gonna pay Babymomma.
I was going to do a rosary. I'm going to do a rosary, and I'll throw in 500, and I think Garage Autonomous would throw in 500 for that.
Oh, no. Pay Maga Man's child support fucking fund drive.
Is he still paying child support? He hasn't talked about it in a while. I know he, at one point, like it was like last year, was saying that they were trying to squeeze him for child support.
He said he was paying like $1,200 or close.
They're trying to extort
1,200.
me. His words were HK. He was saying they were trying to extort him. Remember, he used that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if his? Oh,
I always say this. I hope and pray that after Wally's 400,000 like hate-filled videos, his kids turn out to be the gayest, most flamboyant homosexual people in the entire universe. Everything he hates. Overweight, green hair, everything.
I remember Dan was talking about it one time, and Dan said, like if those kids were my kids, and they came home one day and said, Dad, my friend is a chimera. That's when he would take him right to the psychiatrist, right straight.
What's a chimera? What's going on, buddy? My kid's coming in.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A brownie.
You right out there? I forgot you were out there. I'm the worst dad ever.
Did you just dox your kid's arm?
Yeah. I don't care. I kind of set Wally up. It sounds awful. Like I said, I mentioned my son in a video, and I'm like, Wally, let's see what you do with it. And he didn't disappoint. Like in a month, he's just like, his kid's all messed up. His kid. He's like, he just took the bait every time.
Do you
kid can't understand anything Wally.
Do you have
says,
his Amber Heard response video where he shits all over Gildardo and us, and it started out being about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yes.
And it turned right into him. Yeah,
I'll try to play it. I don't know if the other one was choppy, but we'll fire it. See
it was about Amber Heard taking a shit on the bed.
Typically Wally. It's exactly Wally's shtick.
Yes.
Short and sweet because I recorded this audio about 15 times. I got home from the doctor's office not that long ago. Yeah, better believe
it's choppy.
Sounds like Kevin James from King of Queens.
To report this news to you guys. My phone's been blowing up all day.
I'm sure.
I know a lot of you want me to put in my 2 cents.
Not like a video.
Being that I'm a man that is going through this currently, whose family was destroyed by
the
system,
destroyed
by lies and falsehoods and everything else.
I don't know.
What's going on here, bro?
Men have committed suicide and ended their lives because of women like this, like the mother of my children.
Doesn't matter.
Falsely accusing me of cheating on her. Where I was alienated by a real fraud in the form of her father, who was collecting Social Security checks while working off the books in car dealerships and real estate firms and illegally renting out sections of our home to tenants.
So he said all that after saying the guy's name.
Sort of lease or anything else.
Our
doing illegal work.
What's the our shit?
I know,
when
right?
it came to paying the mortgage, it wasn't our mortgage, was it?
Silent. And I
Yeah,
am
because it's never been silent before.
It was our dog shit, though.
Now on. I'm sick of it. I was betrayed by people that I thought who loved and cared about me.
He's talking about Amber Heard, everybody.
Yeah.
So I understand why a lot of you guys
He's reacting to the Amber
are
Heard
pissed at
video.
women, and rightfully so. Look at this sad meatbag sack of shit. This ass.
Oh, nice.
Hypocrite minute.
Oh, ladies, just because you got tits and an ass and a vajayjay doesn't mean you get to fucking have what you want at our expense. That
Why would you say vajayjay and then fucking right after?
Yeah, he never says vagina.
It's finished.
Kind of
Johnny Depp has now set precedents to give us men hope.
Just in case the fucking kids are
we
listening.
have a fucking chance to stand up against feminism. And now we have...
So do you think Wally is going to take this as I'm gonna bring Babymomma to court and win because Johnny did it?
You might do that, Terry, but there's one small problem with that. You need money to hire an attorney.
I think that's exactly it. I think he would.
So he wants to try to take me to court, right?
I think that whole court case outcome gives him hope somehow, and he somehow translate that into his own world where there's absolutely no correlation. There's no similarity between the two. You know?
That'll be 5 minutes, and then you know what it'll be? No, I know how this will work. If I was rich like Johnny Depp, I could have got justice too. But because I'm not rich and I've got PTSD, I couldn't have my kids.
Yeah, but Wally's been trying to milk the system, right, for all of this time, and it's only through public defenders and him having nothing else to do but harangue court clerks and file generic paperwork. Really?
I like the word harangue. That's a great word.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's close to Harambe, but I didn't want to sound too much like Wally.
Frivolous is what I think of.
Any substantive case he would bring in his black book or whatever, and he would go to any attorney, right? They're either going to ask for a retainer if there was any sort of legitimacy, or they would take it on contingency saying, well, there may be a payoff in the end. Either way, Wally doesn't have the money for this. He doesn't have money for a retainer and contingency. Yes. There's no financial settlement here. It's not so nobody's going to take the case because they're not going to win it.
Doesn't have money for a paralegal even.
Exactly.
But Wally's the 9/11
couldn't pay someone
hero.
to get him the documents he needed.
I mean,
not until he gets a settlement.
his police reports, right? In some cases, the only that's him going to the cops and saying this happened to me, and the cops, if they feel like it, taking a statement, and that's it. There's no legitimacy.
Yeah, it doesn't prove
either.
anything. Yeah, like he always refers to those police reports like, "Oh, I have these police reports in place." In place for what?
Yeah, every time he calls, they open up his file, and it's so fat. They're like, "Oh my god, this fucking guy."
He was gonna give his police reports to Esteban to go after. Like somehow that correlates. So that's while he's.
Now tell me where the bad man's word hurt your feelings. Yeah, it hurt me right here.
So his police reports carry no weight. Wally thinks if something is laminated or notarized, therefore it's now some official governmental decree. Like, if you put it in plastic, see, it's laminated. He used to
My name is capitalized.
It's an ink, guys.
You went to a bank that paid $5, and they said, "Oh, okay, you signed that. I see that." But he thinks it's a notarized document, like your C&D.
Yeah, it just proves that you were in person when it was signed. That's all.
Exactly.
He's like, oh no.
But then he's like, he wants to see Babymomma, to see the video that he made where he calls her father and her family frauds, and they did this and they did that, and thinks that somehow that's going to help him get back together with Babymomma. Right. I don't get it.
I could envision him calling up established titles and being like Lord Maga Man or some shit on like a fucking certificate. I'm a fucking lord. You see, it says on the paper.
I should make Penny call me Lord Hebrew.
That's
I
actually
have one of those.
You can become a baron or something for like a couple $100. There's this old like cement like this thing they made in World War II. But someone figured out it's like 8 miles off the shore of England, so it's outside the barrier of the country. So someone just went there and they claimed it as their own. There's this whole fascinating story about this cement like island that was made during World War II. Like there was a pirate radio station on it for a while, but now I think it's some kind of weird country. And if you fill out a form and spend like $200, you'll become a baron of this country. And
wait a minute, I think I know who you're talking about. That's the dude that showed up on Fast Axe channel the other day.
If
he came into the show.
You can have a better title. That's what Wally should do. He's like, I'm a lord, actually, and I'll have paperwork.
This guy came into one Fast Axe channel the other day. And he's like, I wrote a book, and he shows the book, and he shows his passport, and he's like, I got the passport. What the hell was it called?
Check out
place in California.
Section. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what like when I first I started researching the whole MGTOW manosphere world, and I'm like I don't think Wally fits in this world because he wants her back more than anything. That's not. From my understanding.
Yeah. Thank you, Mysteriously Kind, because you said it. Because I was about to say. So I was about to say what you was about to say. Yeah.
Kind. The panel. Oh yeah. There he is. It's up okay.
And what did Penny Pounder say about me? Oh come on.
Yes, the Odd Fellows. Yeah.
Did I miss something?
I'm starting to like Penny, I have to say, in a weird way.
He's like the heel. He's like the evil wrestler, funny.
I mean, he still hasn't come up for air yet. But that's none of my business.
yeah, we don't know anything about him. I'm guessing he's like 16 years old, and he lives in some shithole part of the South, and he loves Wally because Wally brings the
Penny Pounder.
Yeah, he talks about guns and stuff, and that's what I get from Penny.
No, man.
Hey, look, I just think he's been going down, and he ain't came up for air yet. Breathe,
see what he said?
You gotta breathe every once in a while.
What receipt is that?
So remember when Wally was talking about the witness?
Yeah.
It says right here on this, right? He was talking about the MacGuffin, the
right, the final piece of the yeah.
Proves everything.
It says
Purple Heart.
So yeah, it says instructions for witness presence statement. You are being asked to be a witness for the individual whose name is listed at the top of the present statement. The information you provide on the form may help prove that this individual was present at one of the areas affected by the 9/11 attacks. Please complete the present statement in its entirety, being sure to answer all of the questions. Please be as detailed as possible about specific locations and activities in which you witnessed the claimant. Submitting vague answers such as "I saw her there" or "he told me he was there," or referring to the entire date range from 9/11/2001 to 5/30/2002 may cause the claim to be denied. The location ground zero has many meanings for people. It is very important that you state the specific locations such as street addresses, cross streets, or landmarks where you witnessed the claimant. Please refer to the below map to identify the specific locations where you witnessed the claimant, and be sure to state the specific locations when completing the form. You may also mark the map with a pen to pinpoint your exact location.
Well, I don't know while he did all that.
Yeah, but that means anybody could say that because they don't have to prove that they were even there.
But Wally said he only had the one guy that was with him, and then he said the witness statement was the same guy that probably should have been the third-party statement was his union guy. The union guy wasn't down there unless he's lying. He's just going to lie.
Yeah, the union guy just wrote down what he was told to write down. He didn't see Wally there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I still call the whole thing fugazi with Wally. I call it fugazi. Yeah. And I don't even know if his sarcoidosis still exists.
I told you, he might have had that before. He might have had it. He might still have it, but it's minor at best. I've known several people who've had it. It's not life-ending. It's not life-altering. It can be, you know? Yeah. It's like a zit. It can get really bad or it can go away.
I don't know why you guys are so hard on him for doing the cannonball. If he was doing all this flip-flopping and belly-flopping out here, I mean, that's the dangerous shit.
Well, I mean, can you see Wally doing like a triple Lindy? I mean, come on.
Can you imagine he does a pencil dive? No splash.
yeah.
I can't hear you, Wendy.
What? As long as he eats his chicken nugget toes.
He's starving for them. He hasn't had them in years.
I'll never look at chicken nuggets the same way again in my entire life.
I'll never look at toes the same way again.
Yeah.
I'll never look at women the same
eating
way.
It out of your friend's toe. That's what.
Yeah. Well.
I'll never go to McDonald's again. Just the smell makes me sick now.
We're lagging out here bad.
Yeah, I'm
lagging for you.
Out here.
What if you log out and then try to log back in again?
It's not gonna change anything. I'm in a bad area. I'm in Indianapolis, in Indiana.
Oh, you see what Mysteriously Kind said? He thinks Penny Pounder is Maga Man's ex-wife or someone he had an affair with. I think he's onto something. He's onto something with that. Yeah, I think he's onto something.
Bike Life knows Penny Pounder for years too. He knows. Man, Penny Pounder's been around.
Yeah, I'm
gonna check out because I can get me some sleep.
All right, Wendy.
All right,
man.
All right. Well, hey, maybe I'll come back with another bag of chicken nuggets. I specifically told them, don't even worry about the cardboard. Just throw the nuggets in the bag.
Do we lose Dan? All right, the inmates are running the asylum.
I thought Wayne was leaving. Oh, then no, he's gone too. Looks like I'm in control without any control. There
Somebody
you go.
remoted into Dan's computer. Wally's
I think Dan is
server.
Dan got hacked by the Maga Army.
So what do you guys want to talk about?
Oh, he's back now.
Oh, that Dan guy. Oh, he's in front of a black screen.
I changed it because I think it was too much. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I was going to do this. Yeah. Ooh.
All right, then.
That is pretty cool. I swear to God.
This will kill the. I don't think it matters. Like I thought
Whoa,
maybe.
Man,
like,
you got to put a fucking. You got to put a warning on that shit. Oh, it's all flickering and shit. People are gonna start spazzing out.
Let me see. Go back to this.
It's flashing images, man. It's like that Japanese cartoon.
Yeah, that was a background I used to make. Let me see. I was gonna do.
I don't even give that trigger warning on mine. I'm like, no. If you got epilepsy, you're fucked up right now. I'm like, ah!
Yeah, I was gonna. I used that background for my magic shirt.
Oh, Engine of the Sun. Oh no!
This is also what hidden isolated Wally.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's awesome. That's when he was like doing his troll. Like, is that what one of the videos? Troll fly or whatever you call them.
Yeah, I think that was the one. He was like, hey guys, lots of people get their caffeine from coffee, but I don't like coffee. I get my caffeine from Monster drinks. I really like Monster. I like drinking Monster all day long. I've been drinking all day long. Like he was all high on Monster energy drinks.
Oh shit! You know, if you drink enough of those in a row, you could die.
And I think he had it. He was like jumping up and down.
That's awesome. Well, you know, Wally's dietary habits. There's a plot line that sort of died on the vine for a while. You remember way back when he was talking about eating all his broccoli and how he's going to eat healthy. And I've lost like 4 pounds in 2 years. See, it's like, okay, dude, you took a shit and now you lost 4 pounds.
And then he goes on Mo Reese and he's like, "Hey everybody," and he's got a jug of beer. He's like,
yeah.
And actually, you mentioned that he's brought that up a couple of times too, and like in his rambling streams, he's like, "Oh, it was just a goof. I just had this oversized thing. It was a bit, you know. It wasn't a bit."
I never get in any trouble for drinking, except for that time I got drunk and then we fought, and then I went back to the bar and I came back and I allegedly strangled her. But other than that, and my paperwork that says I have problems with alcohol. But other than that, guys, I have no problems with alcohol.
How do we get?
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
How do we get access to the new audience? Because Wally's locked it down with Nightbot, right? So how do we get them exposed to the Wally insanity that we all know and love?
That Joker and that other lady, yeah, well, you can see them. That Joker, yeah, you don't have to do anything. It eventually
Wally
is
will
a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Abuse his audience and start with his nonsense, and that'll be that.
When Queen Ma got into his chat, he was like, "What's up, my girl?" Hey, and I was cringing. I'm just like, "Oh God."
He did the same thing again with Queen Ma.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling Dan the other day, I'm saying, maybe I'm thinking about paying the $3.99 a month to become a member so I can just get in there and just, I know that will just annoy Wally to no end.
What are you paying for? What's the subscription for?
For her channel somehow. I don't know what you get out of it.
What?
Yeah, she has like a subscription plan, you know.
You fucking sub to her.
Go ahead.
I'm sub to her, but
you mean like a Patreon, so you have like access to the better videos?
Yeah, there's like 3 different levels. There's like $3.99 a month. And I listen to her stuff, and
well, maybe if you pay enough, she'll give you an audience.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
not joking.
To her. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you never know.
Maybe that's why
right?
she's pals with Wally. Maybe Wally,
or maybe Wally paid
a package, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, come on in. I'll come to your channel. Yeah."
Yeah, like who knows what's on level 3?
I want to get level 3 stream.
What do you think will happen, man? Like, imagine you fucking jump in on level 3, and she's like, "Oh, that means you get to jump on the panel, guaranteed." And you're like, "Oh, okay." You wait for him to go, and then.
But I remember when Wally came on after Kevin and I were on, and she was like, Wally was doing his bit, the trolls, and she was going, "Yeah, yeah."
Oh
yeah, like maybe it's what you said. She's like, okay, I'm obligated because he's paying me $17 a month. So
yeah, right.
She's like
maybe
rolling her eyes
like that.
Yeah, the trolls. Oh yeah, he did that. Oh really? Oh, you poor man. Anyway, yeah, like looking at her watch.
Oh, and here's a new subscriber, Kevin. Slippery and wet. Oh, that's the guy I was talking about. What the fuck are you doing?
He paid the $17 amount, so.
He paid me 20, so you're gonna take a back seat right now.
See, if I try to add a video, is it gonna blow up again?
But like he tries to portray himself as like, oh, I'm this red-blooded, meat-eating, sports-watching, hamburger-eating.
Right, that's from the Amber Heard video, right? Well,
yeah,
men
right,
can be men, and we can.
Yeah, I'm a man, and I'm a man, and then you see, baby mama, come back.
Has anybody made that video yet?
New audience.
Right. But then, you know,
Sweet,
that's
because I recorded this audio about
Let's see if
15 times. I got it. You men have to fucking lay down
you gotta pay your bill, man.
For freedom.
Internet's not free, remember? You gotta pay your bill.
Look at our police officers in our first.
I'm blaming my kid because my kid is here and he's probably YouTubing.
Oh, you see.
And
that's where I got to beat.
I'm just gonna beat the shit out of him when no one's looking.
If I had a kid, there'd be no plug to plug it into the wall. He'd be like, fuck.
Take his iPad and throw it across the room. You're so stupid. I shouldn't joke. People actually do that to their kids.
My 2 ugly kids are in the other room. One's on his Oculus, and the other one is whatever he's doing. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need just good Wi-Fi. That's all.
I have
you give them the neighbor's password.
YouTube, what's going on? You're turning on me. We got 1,400 subscribers, and now shit. It's all going to shit.
Yeah, this stream is gonna have like nine views.
Oh, it's you know who, yeah.
Or is it dum dum?
Ooh, that's true.
But you ever notice Wally when he tries to be funny, like in one of the videos, like when he says, "Oh, I identify," and then he like thinks of something, and it's something that he thinks of is like, "Oh, I identify as scissors or a left-hand steer." None of the things that it never comes. It's never like anything funny. It's just
I want to talk about that because in that part, he's not cammed up, but he's going, "I identify as," and he's going around the room. He's going, "I identify as the wall clock and a curtain." And,
living room curtains,
my refrigerator, and a rubber pussy with Big J Triple X written on it, and like he's just going across his room.
I'm a bottle of Aunt Jemima.
And then he like says something, and then he goes back and he does the same bit. Like you said, he's not. His idea of funny was like, "Hey, look at Antifa getting shot in the face with pepper balls," and he does his laugh. Like that's Wally's humor.
Not gonna
it's the
lie,
equivalent
that is
of when
funny.
Trump used to say, and people said to me, "Sir, how could like you?" As soon as he does that bit, like Wally, I know the tone of his videos that like at some point he's gonna, and he did it in the Amber Heard video where he'll, "Good for you, Johnny Depp."
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah, what he does? Yeah.
I'm sadly I can predict his words and his
last name's
right
trolling.
now. He's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, his attempts at humor are terrible. I remember when he was doing that bit once in a while. When he would get dressed up in like either a Star Wars shirt and he would put on that box on his head, and then he would like and then jump around,
like,
and then
he's like, "This prop is great. I'm gonna do this a million times."
Yeah, how many times did he put that tinfoil thing on his head and like jump around, and then he would come back and like he's swatting fleas or flies and like.
And meanwhile, when he did that, all we saw was he didn't throw out his Mason stuff. Like he outed,
he outed himself. Yeah,
it's like, well done, Wally. Well done.
Like he talks so. He says his stories are so ever changing. He talks so much nonsense that he doesn't remember what he said from one day. Yeah,
that's my personal private picture. He's gonna get me now. Oh, that's me.
Who? That's me. That's just.
Well,
that's me.
He'll try, and I'll say no, and they'll be like, "Yeah, that's the guy with a mask. We can't prove who that is." But he'll try.
I wonder how much time he spent on that.
Well, how much time does he have? Probably like how many hours are there in a day? So,
and he was like, "This is gonna blow the level of humor of the box aluminum hat is. Oh, these guys are gonna, Wally, don't be funny. Hate is your thing. Just stick with that."
And then recently in one of his things, he's talked about that he drove somewhere to a rifle range. Now Wally,
can you imagine?
Yeah,
him with some red-blooded, salt of the earth. Republicans, Southern Republicans.
Can you imagine him walking into like a real rifle range in somewhere in the deep south, and he walks in with his brake barrel and his little tin of BBs or his little pellets. Hey guys, I'm here. Watch this.
Watch me break my CO2 cartridge. It's energized, guys. Look out. Safety first with the glasses. Yeah,
I probably got put on a watch list because I was searching that shit, man. I saw his video and I'm like, wait a minute. Aren't those like? Wait a minute. And I'm looking and I could see like the big slit down the bottom of the front of or like he was saying they were hunting rifles. I'm like, those aren't hunting rifles. Like what you're saying, I can see the big thing where you break the barrel down to get.
He's like,
the
people
fucking
have
pellet
killed
in,
animals
and I'm
with
like,
this. It's like, don't shoot an animal with that. You'll just like,
you're only gonna maim it.
Yeah,
you're just gonna torture the poor thing. But did you hear? I think
this is Yam.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Did you guys mention that? Yeah. Yes, it is me. Did you guys mention that? Hold on one second. That he compared himself to John. He's going to be comparing himself to Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
He's now Gina Carano, Judge Kavanaugh.
Only he's going to take the other side. He's going to say, if I was rich, then I would be able to get my pound of flesh, but I'm not, so I'm not getting anything. It's going to be a big pity party again.
But he wants to get back with Babymomma, so like soon.
Yeah,
like
did you hear his Memorial Day video? It was like, was around a few buddies, and we were all hanging out, and I was
please,
I was happy.
Talk about that too. Another fucking fish story.
Were they all wearing their purple hearts?
Oh my god, the propane episode, that was great.
And he had a moment where he wasn't like talking about politics, and he actually like poured out his feelings to his friends, and he said his friends were like, "Shut up, Wally."
Wally, is my hamburger done yet?
Yeah, like, can you just give me the hot dog and let me go?
And the best part, they just were.
You didn't even bring
it was
relish.
like 90 degrees, and they're like, "Oh, that guy will cook. He's an asshole."
But did you hear him? He's standing there and he's looking over the people, and people are laughing and having a good time, and he's like, "I'm really happy here." And like a video later, he's like, "My baby mama and I got a little Dardo." And he's not, who's he trying to sell that bullshit to? Because
like an episode of the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, yeah. And
he made it sound like everybody. Like I was trying to listen to it. It sounds like they had pre-set up barbecues at the place, and nobody filled. Or maybe you bring your own propane tank.
Well, it's the apartment, like the apartment where he's at. Typically, they have like next to the pool area, they have like a
grill.
Yeah.
So it's like a co-op.
But he made this sound like this is some unique event. I mean, like Dan's been in New York, HS is from New York. I don't know Yam exactly where. Have you ever been to a block party or a garden party or a pool? I mean, Jesus Christ! And people are giving each other food.
People have feelings, and they express themselves, and they laugh, and they're not angry
Wally's
all the
defense,
time.
he's not invited to any kind of family gatherings.
Yeah,
anymore,
that's
so he's
Well,
not familiar with this.
He has to like invade them, or infiltrate them.
He
He's just like,
family.
all right, guys, I'm in this bathroom, and there's emotions and family happening around me.
Check out the.
He made this whole thing sound like it was a seminal moment in his life where he's at a party and people are having a good time and people are sharing food that are complete strangers. Yeah, it's a fucking block party.
Dude, it's Memorial Day. Like, wait a month.
Yeah. And it sounds
and then
like
maybe, and then it'll be July 4th.
He had the
only
cooking their hamburgers. Like,
go to Rockaway. Go to anywhere. Go to Jones Beach. Go to anywhere.
Did I miss something? Is there a propane shortage? Like, how did he have the only tank in North Carolina? Like, did any of his friends go, yeah, okay, let's chip in and get $50. We'll get another.
It sounds like some scam artist was like, "Oh, dude, you got propane? Oh, you're the best guy. Oh, hey, listen, buddy. Hey, listen, if I give you some hamburgers, do you think, like, that's probably what happened?" And
like, think about it. Every time he says something like that, you have to realize that he probably got played, but he never can take an L. That's the thing that bothered me about Maga Man forever is his Starscream impression. And that he can never take an L.
I was digging up
because there's people who did impressions better than it.
Screaming, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is."
When I came into the stream, I went to the stream tonight. I wanted to say to everybody: did any of your friends? Did you have a good week? Did any of your friends try to commit suicide? Did anything happen? Were you hospitalized? Emergency room? Because did your car window get broken? Because every time Wally has some kind of story, there's always some kind of sensationalism in it, no matter what. Because he has to do that because his life is so fucking mundane. Because he doesn't do anything all day. I mean, he just has no life.
I also like that there was a while he stopped doing it, but he was like, "Oh, these losers who are on YouTube all day long."
Well, everything he's done.
And that was like his fourth video that day. He's like, "Oh, these losers." Like
1,400 views.
Yeah, I'm one. But like, I don't shit on YouTube. It's like
he's trying to shit on you.
It's like,
but he's shitting on his own audience.
Well, I think he was shitting on you guys, the MGTOW guys. Like, "Oh, these MGTOW guys, they're live streaming."
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he's saying these losers that are on YouTube all day, but what are the people watching his videos? They're on YouTube.
Well, that was
I thought it was a nice ploy. I'm getting kind of butthurt, I think, because I don't know if he's watching me. Because I was like, I did try to set up a scheme where I was like trying to get him to apologize to Hidden because. Because every time you prompt him to do a video, he immediately accepts. Like, he will immediately take the opportunity to make a video about something. So he's like, "You should make less lethal videos." The next day, he just does like a spread.
Many of you guys want me to make a video about it's always a many. A lot of you guys have asked me to do whatever.
Yeah,
one
jump
person.
This reminds me.
It was jump off.
This reminds me of the story. This reminds me of the story of when he's talking to, I had him on one of the, just the forums on my stream. I was like, "Does anybody have any advice they could give to, improve my channel?" And he was like, he said something like, stop using big words. Like, just be yourself and stop using such big words. And
is that the one where you said keep the intro short and then took
yeah,
15 minutes?
Wow, that's
5 minute intro.
The intro is still too long. I mean, I have to skip his whole intro, and it's so ridiculous that the circus music. I mean, maybe it's apropos for his content, the circus music.
Well, that's like
must
the
hate
third
mine.
clown
They're like
show.
20 minutes.
Hey, hear that same stock music on a bunch of
I think
YouTube
it
channels
was
I
like
watch.
in his mind it's a troll because I think like Disney was like, we're not going to say ladies and gentlemen anymore.
Yeah,
right.
The LGBTQ.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think he's trolling you too, Dan, because in his last two videos that he just put up tonight, the one about the two he did, the one about Super Straight, the other one, he signs off by saying bye.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, that's my bit, Wally.
Yeah. That's you should. That's copyright right there. Copyright. 100%.
This video
Dan King
ends
LLC
now.
is going to sue the shit out of him. Just wait. Once I have things in place, he's in big trouble.
I'd like to make an announcement. I have decided on my pronouns. They are flim flam.
And plum.
Oh, we need a third one now?
Oh, you know what I was watching? I swear to God, I don't know. I don't know what it has anything to do with it. It's just a random thought, but I was watching the other night, Jackass 4.5. And
I watched that too.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
It's on my list.
It's so
Me and my ugly
ridiculous.
kids.
Oh my God!
You get it. You guys have HBO Go. Like, relax.
No,
No,
I have
no, I
Cinema
watched
HD.
I don't know where I saw it, but it was just his. I don't know what. You know what? Somebody
Special
described
website.
it as the Three Stooges of like
my God.
modern times. It's like just such slapstick.
You know, the thing for me, though, is I thought of Wally a lot about when I watched it because every time I saw a flaccid penis, I thought of Wally. So that happens like 75 times in that movie.
Oh, I can't play Wally's videos because they keep crapping out, but in one of them, he says his
Terrible
he talks
quality.
about his dick size again.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We were getting to it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's this long and it's this wide." It's like, dude,
What?
like any, like it's a red flag if any dude just
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
the guy's like,
just,
and
I have a
and
big dick, everybody.
I'm a bigger
you have
guy.
a little dick, well,
Does he
you
let you
know.
clip his videos? Because these are clip-worthy
Well, it
snippets.
hasn't been an issue playing him, but tonight it's a fucking issue.
No, I mean on his channel, because like you can make it so your videos are clippable by your viewers.
No, he doesn't. You
Oh,
can't.
he
do that
locked
on his-
out all that. I mean, he's got Nightbot for crying out loud. You know, I mean, there's nothing.
Oh yeah, did you guys see I put troll dunk?
The penultimate.
My favorite one is the troll dunk.
Troll
I don't
dunk.
know what the message is, 'cause he's like,
Nightbot's
yeah,
gonna ruin
dunk
your
on them
world,
trolls. It's
motherfucker.
like, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Nightbot is on the case, so the trolls are in trouble. Like, it's software. It's software.
I went into one of his chats, and I was in there for a long time, and I think the screen name I used was the Megatron of the Monkey Fist, and he had to know it was me, and I was in there such a long time talking such nonsense, and
Monkey
then finally,
fist is another word. Well, I should.
yeah, Monkey Fist for sure, yeah.
He
Chicken
bans
nugget,
it. Ban it.
yeah, chicken nugget toes for sure. Baby
What about
Mama,
Dogpile? You're forgetting the obvious.
Oh, Dogpile for sure.
I think you should
I'm
have
not
banned
sure,
Magneto. Yeah.
Gildardo is
If
definitely.
Wally had $1 for every time he said the word ridiculous, he would actually be wealthy and he wouldn't need
Not
to sue
for
you
nothing,
guys.
guys. Not for nothing.
Not for nothing.
This is just ridiculous.
I
Well,
think
I hope he's not holding
Nightbot
to
might be
anybody.
against terms of service.
Oh, you think so? Really?
I don't think you're allowed to have bots on your fucking doing anything, especially fucking.
Well, I looked at
Wrenching
it for
them.
like 2 minutes. I'm like, I bet it's free, and sure enough, it's free.
What does that say? Secret Jewish space?
Laser core.
Lazy.
He deleted. He deleted his own. He deleted his own bot, didn't he? At one point, like he deleted his own bot. Or,
It was like
he
a
blocked-
really painful. He was playing around with the software. And it was
Is
like
this
a
the
really
last live
painful
stream? Yeah, I was
live
losing. I
stream.
mean, when he was talking about the troll dunk shit, I was just more fascinated by the people. His
Yeah.
new Maga Army.
I
Right,
agree. Right? Yeah. I
Those
agree.
are all the people that he got from
It's refreshed, and it has like it
The
contains
new and
some people
improved.
from around him. Yeah, it's like
They
And
only
like
want
at the
has a
first-
cabal.
first video, he's like, "Okay, everyone, give me your URL and sign up to the thing and click here and do this, and you're gonna be my friend, and I'm gonna cast my live streams on your channel." And everyone's like, weirdo on YouTube, stay away. Like,
And then I went to half those people, and I put a link to one of the videos where I cut them and say, "This is the person that you're really getting involved with."
Okay. We gotta discuss the cat video. Did you guys already bring that up? How he trapped a cat?
Oh, that was
somebody saying he's a cat lady.
Yes.
Did you see Garage Autonomous?
Cat. I don't know if that's libel or whatever, Maga Man. If you think that, he's slapping me, but you literally cornered the cat with the camera. You're like, hey. It was the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
And you're gonna see on the. I'm like, oh, maybe Wally might be a human after all. Like he was caring for a small creature,
impossible,
like, a little bit. I'm like,
and then when he goes to check the mail, there's a picture lost and found. Fucking cat missing.
The cat attacked his RAV4, and it was coming back.
The next video is going to be like, "Hey guys, I made this really cool bag out of a dead cat. Check it out."
Leather.
Look, it's got. I had to sew up all the pellet holes.
Yeah. Yes, there's a big pepper balls like stain on the fur. It's like pink. Oh, it smells bad, guys.
No.
Look, I added a zipper.
Yeah, there's things.
Put your weed in there.
Well, he's gonna. Oh,
he says,
they said I killed a cat. Oh, Judge, Your Honor, jury.
I made this beautiful gun holster.
They made fun of my channel. Everyone, get him.
HS was perfect when he said, all this guy does is harangue court clerks, because I'm thinking about, hey, Care. Hey.
Hello. Doxing. She's famous.
I was just gonna say,
did you guys not think it was ridiculous that he said his case was with Gildardo? Like, I didn't even.
Yeah, we were talking about that before. I wish
he said that's the first time. But he didn't.
I'm surprised he mentioned that to anybody. Like, I've never knew about that until he told me. You guys never told me about that.
We don't know everything about Wally from Wally.
Exactly. The only reason that we know anything about Wally is because of Wally and everything that he puts up here.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, there's a lot
of
new stuff.
That was the thing. I was just like, so you're suing it because you're bitter that you got kicked, or that they asked you to help.
Parental alienation was apparently.
And like, that is just.
This is again his buzzword thing.
Very dumb.
He'll latch on to a term,
Insight.
right? Even though if it's not the right term, but he'll somehow.
He was false pretensing me for a while. I called his leasing office under false pretenses. Like
remember alienation of affection.
Yes,
that was another
one.
What
the court case was about. Like, he read that and was like, "Oh, we're going for that alienation, affection, something."
That's hard to prove.
And that just basically means he would have a huge argument with Babymomma and shout and bang on the walls, and they would call the cops on him, and that was and say, "Stay away from him," little Mitzi, and that was alienating the affection.
Yeah, and then he was saying like, they would get in the way of it. Well, yeah, if you're living in Gildardo's house that he's paying the mortgage for, and you're not willing to kick in anything, and you're having, you're hearing the walls breaking and the door shouting and screaming, that's not going to happen in his house, and he has every right to say, hey, listen, shut up, calm down. And Wally didn't think that was appropriate, but you know what? You got to live under those rules.
You know what's even more terrible is Gildardo had to make the living area smaller, so now everyone was closer to Wally when he walled off. Allegedly, again, we're all going off what Wally said.
Yeah, that part of the story.
Like, he had to make
there was like a middle of the house he had to wall off or something like that, or we had illegal squatters there. I don't know what that was about. I can't figure that out.
It sounds like
I know those type of houses
and
there's like
out.
three.
Yeah, sounds like a movie plot he stole, and now it's like his real life, just like Johnny Depp is him. And he's reincarnation of Gina Carano's doll or whatever. It's just he's always like reinventing himself completely. Like, guys,
reincarnated as someone who's still.
I went outside as a different person, and people liked me, and now I come back, and now
that's what Wally should say. I identify as Gina Carano. That's what he should do on his coming out video.
He'd be safer. He wouldn't be. I don't know. His RAV4 probably wouldn't be getting hit. And I think it's funny because he tries to pull. He always tries to blindside you or something. Like, he tries to get you in a gotcha moment. Like, when I first started trolling him, he tried to find that Black Lives Matter mask thumbnail of me, and then he ran straight into a wall of a troll wall, and he He bought right into it.
He's not.
I don't know why. It made me.
He doesn't
it made
think
me
the next move. It's like playing chess with a 4-year-old. He doesn't know.
Do you remember when Kmart was in his live stream and Kmart is saying, and it seems like he's trying to give him honest advice, and he's saying, you were talking about doing those Freddy Krueger, what do you call them, the Freddy Krueger hats, and that would be a good thing for you to do. Get them and you can sell them and make a couple of them. And he's like, I can't do that, and we know he can't do it because he probably can't make only a certain amount of money if he's on disability. Instead of saying that, he always has to be this cryptic cloak and dagger. Oh, there's things behind the scenes.
Said, just do it and don't advertise.
Yeah, just shut up. Yeah.
Make another email address and don't talk about it and do it aside. Make a little money and don't tell the IRS and no one will whatever.
Do what everybody else does. I mean, how many people whatever, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand it. He's like, I always follow the law 100%.
Yeah, he always rats out everybody he's like a super sleuth. So why would you let a super sleuth into a cool place? They're just gonna ruin all of the fun.
Right?
This dart was thrown from here, and it made an impact crater. It's like, okay, do we get it? It means it's bullseye. That's what it means.
I picked up this dart with my salad tongues and put it.
No, but your dart, yes, that
he never
bullseye
told us.
incited under false pretenses a valid claim to the. It's like, no.
Oh, the salad tongue story.
Yeah, I wonder how the investigation went when he handed the detective on the case. Look, I found these rocks in the parking lot. Go do DNA analysis.
But just he says he watched. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of House. I thought he was watching some criminal.
He idolized House, right? House is one of his idols, I think.
But I was thinking of a crime thing, but Police 101. You can't supply them with evidence.
Really?
They have to gather it because you may have tainted they can't submit it. But Wally is just a dumb guy, and he has the case number on the bag.
Believe what he says, not what they say, right?
If anybody learns anything from Wally, and I hope Esteban learns it, because
have you given your friend Esteban
don't
a call lately?
No, I haven't. But
it's I don't think he doesn't need to learn it, because the thing is, Wally would never be able to really fully take advantage of someone like Esteban, because Esteban's just he has his family, he has people around him, his friends.
No, the nose
randos.
See, the nose isn't attached to those glasses. See,
do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump.
Penny's like a 16-year-old, right? It's Wally humor. It's like, you look funny.
Receipts, bro.
If anybody learns anything about Wally, you know that even if you get friendly with the guy, you can never say things in confidence to him, because if you ever have words, he's just, anything you ever told him is just going to go straight out to the world.
Well, you don't know that until you're exposed to somebody like us who says, "Oh, by the way, did you know he's talking about you on
exactly?"
YouTube? His friends, I know his trans friends, his friends, his friend Shitty, Shardy, or Shaddy, whatever that guy's name is.
Shardy.
Yeah, Shardy. I guarantee you, Shardy doesn't know about the Aunt Jemima video, right?
Yeah, right. And if you saw that, it's kind of it's
Juneteenth.
Yeah.
It's called fragmentation. It's where a criminal breaks up their life, compartmentalizes their life so that they can get over on people.
Right.
Penny, we talked about this in one of my videos. My childhood friend Kevin Foley smacked me in the nose with a snow shovel. You're not watching my videos, buddy. I'm an open book, Penny. What do you want to know?
If we ever did a Lufthansa robbery, in Goodfellas, if we did the Lufthansa thing and we came to the bar, Wally would be the guy that pulls up in the Cadillac. Yeah. Fur coat, the Cadillac.
I was going to say Maury, but it's not Maury.
Gold chains.
The fedora. He would have all his little axes and things.
He would have a giant gold Malnor, the hammer.
Well, yeah, and he was spoiled. Think about it. When he bought that sweater, and it was the wrong Freddy Krueger sweater, he was so upset. It was in the middle. He did an unboxing in the middle of a completely different. I think he was trying to make fun of Dan King or something, but then he started talking about the sweater, and you could tell on his face he looked so frustrated. And I'm like, Wally, why are you so mad? It's not even your money. It's not even your money.
Right.
You could just wait 1 month and buy another sweater, and Cross your
What's
fingers.
a whole other month, Mom?
Just
Wait
use
for the
the
next
use the
check.
small sweater as a pew pew device or something. You know, like a real life target. Put it around some
I hate his
ballistic
little
gel.
like girly, his childhood words that he like pew pew, and I got to go to the little boys' room and.
My favorite is
Daddy.
his election fraud. His election fraud thing. He's like the bit like the blue candidate and the red candidate go to apply for a job application, and the resume.
Yeah, he's being cryptic. Like, what are you?
Forged his job application, if you know.
Wally, that's not you avoiding the algorithm. That's lying. It's called lying.
Yeah.
And also, you're confusing your audience. Like, what are you trying to say? No one knows.
You know, it just struck me, and I don't know why, the volume of Wally material. Like, how many hours of footage do you think this jackass is actually uploading? How much server space is Wally taking up
It's
alone?
a bandwidth issue.
He always talks about I got a portable. He always says external. He's like, I got an external hard drive. He never says like vehicle. It's always like I have an external hard drive.
He can back up as much. He can buy He can buy storage every month. He might have, like, you know, not terabytes, but you know, deco neobytes of like just saved up videos, pictures, you know, screenshots, all that stuff. But he literally has taken up a claim. Like, somebody was talking about being a baron or something earlier. It's like he has a decent amount of YouTube bandwidth land that he's ruling over. Mute him.
Yeah. With
exclamation point. Troll. And it's like, Wally, okay. Wally, you went from 1,800 subscribers to a more reasonable. Like, everybody knows that most of the subscribers are, even on my channel, are like Facebook users from 15 years ago that sub to your. If you're not using Proton Mail for your YouTube channel, you know, if you're just like a regular person.
That was funny with Jump Puff when he's like, I got death threats, and we were like, is it Proton Mail? He's like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, we know who it is. Exactly.
Mystery solved.
It's almost weird. Like, people are like, I'm going to obscure my identity by using
Proton.
Proton.
This world anymore, and then he goes on Wally's live stream after he made.
I saw that.
You made a big announcement, buddy. What happened?
Yeah.
I know you listened, buddy. Come on.
He made a proclamation, and then he went bad on it. No good.
It's okay. We get it. We love you, Jump Love. Come on in.
Did you notice in Wally's latest video when he goes through the litany of things that he's trying to convince himself that his life is so fantastic? I have this huge apartment, and I have a big TV, and I have
wall clock and curtains, and
my refrigerator is full, and I have all my guns.
My 14-year-old computer that Esteban gave me from the dumpster.
He's milking that. Like, that's that small thing of utilities that he gets. He's filling his fridge. Like, his fridge is just on overdrive. He's trying to keep everything. Trying to keep all the broccoli from getting all fucked up with weird E. coli.
I was saying this last way. It's all a sense of scale, in the sense that all the money that Wally overspends on, he buys the cheapest shit, food, like the whole Memorial Day video, right? You'd think like that $50 tank of propane was like somebody let him rent a loft for the day. You know, like it's all minuscule bullshit.
But you know, the other thing too, someday, somehow, somewhere, that in that complex where he lets somebody use the propane to do a steak or a hot dog, and he'll have words with the guy, and he'll remind the guy, hey, you know, when I lent you that propane, I let these people my propane, and then they were chimeras, and they threw me under the bus.
I thought they were my brother.
And this guy had an illegal housing procedure that violated the housing regulations.
Yeah, right. And he'll call the
he'll out the guys, whatever.
He'll out the guys. Yeah, you're not supposed to bring.
They were running an embezzlement scheme, and I was taking a bit of it. But I mean, Babymomma.
Sounds like Karen, man.
Nothing worse than propane chimeras.
Can you ever put those words together? I mean, did you ever think they belong?
I'm the first person ever in
like a spell, like
the world
that have used those two words in succession. A propane chimera.
That could be the name of our Wally Engine in the Sun cover band.
I think chimeras breathe fire. Maybe that's why they have propane in them. That's what.
But that WinterCon moment, that whole WinterCon thing, whenever he gets into like when he gets into this manic depressive state and starts raging about something, and that WinterCon always comes up. They threw me under the bus, and like that was like that might have
because that was a seminal moment. Before that, I think a lot of us just, and I can only speak for me, just passively hated the guy, thought it was a joke. Like, you know, I didn't take him that seriously. He didn't get in my way.
Yeah, I agree.
Me.
Yeah.
It was kind of like there wasn't anything to take action on. It was just like, oh, Wally.
Yeah.
After WinterCon, then he became a pariah because then everybody was like, this guy's a fucking nut and he's a danger to children and, you know, he can't be around people. And that was the beginning of the end for us, you know. And then then when we found out he got arrested, that was like, ooh, bonus.
You have to think about this now, right? Like, think about this. These men, us assembled in this room. Wally has probably been to scores of mental health professionals, but probably no one knows him as well and has observed him as closely as us, right? We are Wallyologists. We know him. I mean, really. I mean, who knows?
Degree.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's another word for Nightbot to block. Wallyologist.
That's good.
I mean, his behavior. Dan always says it.
Is it a hyphen?
It's fascinating. It's just fascinating to watch him. It's like watching
get him.
It's watching a hamster.
Chimera's okay.
It's watching a hamster like run around and then get on the wheel and run on the wheel, and you keep watching it because it's like just fascinating somehow.
So next live stream should be called Wallyology Wednesday. Say that 10 times, man.
No, the algorithm will shut it down. Nightbot will come after me. Wally acts like young John Connor when he got Arnold Schwarzenegger T-800. He's like, go get that guy. And Arnold pulls the guy by his hair. That's Wally with Nightbot. Get him, Nightbot. Yes, master. Metal arm. No, Nightbot, don't kill him. It's free software.
Wallyology.
Whoever used to make fun of him for the soccer jerseys, like, I think it really got to him because I don't see him wearing those anymore.
He's migrated on to like his Goodyear hats and
and he wears the janitor shirt. He's got the janitor shirt with the epaulets. That means like he's a much more important type of.
He was like Tim Arnold in Home Improvement, or like like Hank. Like
we've said it a million times. Wally is always wearing a costume. Wally is never not wearing a costume. The guy doesn't own a piece of clothing that doesn't have a logo on it, right? Thanks, Penny. Maybe if we're lucky, maybe Wally will go pick it up.
Right? I think one of the best ones is that Dan made it in when he cut it together and he just put it as a backdrop of Wally talking. I think he was talking about eating the mashed baby penises or something really. Remember that freaks me out.
That was ridiculous.
And he's wearing this fedora and he's got like this he has this really like gay mannerism and he's got the fedora on. And he's like, and Dan has him talking when he talks about, I don't know, that baby mash thing it's kind of disturbing, really, if you think about it.
Sounds I don't know where Maga Man on cocaine.
That's Wally's crazy humor. I'm crazy.
You know what?
Humor.
I don't know if you can reveal because maybe it's Mason business. You know, I don't know a lot about Wally's time in the Masons. I mean, I know he was a Mason. I don't know, I don't know much about it. It's like the dark years.
Well, to tell you the truth, you know,
he was Illuminati.
There was crossover. He was an architect at the Masons.
Yeah, but he was like you go to the meetings and like you do your business at the meetings and then go downstairs where you really socialize. And Wally was like in a different pod than I was, but the guys that were in his pod, like one of the guys that gave me all this information about the WTC, that doesn't like Wally because he's seen too much of him like the rest of us. But he would hang out with them, and then Wally would, Wally was Wally. He was drinking. He was, he didn't like you said, he didn't get in anybody's way, really.
I love that you said he had that fanny pack of medication.
Well,
every time you saw him, he was drinking. Like I'm sure 90% of that medication said don't drink when you.
Well,
take
that was
something.
always the thing. Wally always had this audience. So, like before the meeting, like if you would look on Facebook, Wally would be all dressed up and he'd have a fedora on, and like Masons, like other clubs, have little pins. But
Right.
Wally, you put on like maybe one pin or a 9/11. He looked like a South American dictator.
Fires for metalwork, metalwork.
I mean, like
He didn't have his
Wally,
Purple Heart yet, though.
Wally never wants to start at the bottom and work his way up to something. Wally always wants to start at the top, and then he inevitably works his way down. That's just the Wally's life,
Yeah, that's called stealing. So first we have lying.
Yeah.
And then we have stealing. Yeah.
But then
that is.
In any social situation, it's just like in a live stream. He would dominate everything. So he's like, he'd have this fanny pack and put it right on the middle of the table. People are going to have dinner and stuff, and, you're eating catered food, and he put the big fanny pack there. So the first thing you would ask is like, what do you got? What is that, your wallet? What do you have? Oh.
And another thing, too, is...
It's like, now that you've asked, he doesn't zip it. And,
like
right. And then you'd hear 9/11, and then it would, I can't breathe, I'm dying. And So
I didn't know he was sick. You guys didn't tell me he was sick. He told me he was sick, and he also. I never.
Hey, he ain't sick.
Yeah, exactly. I told you guys that he was. I didn't like him for some reason. I got a bad feeling about him, and you guys were like, "Yeah, I agree." But when I listen to him, he says there are people saying that I tried to murder the mother of my kids. I'm like, whoa! Like I have to pause the video. I'm like,
He's none of the shit that Wally claims He's going to be like, the trolls say this about me, and the trolls are going to be like, oh yeah, that's interesting. Let's hear more about that. And they're going to come over, and it's all going to start over again.
Jump Luff's my favorite. He's like, do you think that you could maybe stop focusing on the negativity? It's like you can't ask Wally if he thinks. Like if he thinks about anything, like do you think
he's defending? He's like we're lying about him, and he's got to defend his honor. And
well, no, he goes one better and says, I offered an apology, and they said fuck you.
They said no, so you don't Jump Love. I don't think I'm this age, so I just don't think you understand about this kind of stuff. And Jump Love's like, well, yeah, like I took care of my kids, and I do this. He's kind of like trolling Maga Man in a way.
What I've noticed all the time was that basically if I listen to his story backwards, at every point where he makes a decision, it's the opposite decision I would have made. And so it would chain react backwards to none of this stuff would have happened a long time ago.
He could just shut his mouth and not...
Like every single thing about him is his own damn fault.
Yeah. Tell him that because it's the opposite.
Right. Every one of his situations is of his own creation all the time.
I could come up with 1,000 clips, and clearly I don't have all the library like Dan and Slippery do, but like there are so many instances where Wally will decry something or describe somebody and shit on it, and he's describing himself.
Yeah,
well, he's
a lot of times,
exactly the thing that he does. He is so full of self-loathing and self-hate.
Yes,
and I don't even think he realizes it. But
if I would have got a woman pregnant, I would not have moved in with her family.
Yeah,
and so, but I would have never got the woman pregnant. So. You have to go further back than that. Like,
did you ever? You're exactly right, Hidden. Did you listen to him saying, like, he's talking about people who have kids and they have kids and they shouldn't be having kids, and he's like, we plan to have our kids, and I'm thinking to
I heard
you don't have a home, you're living under your in-laws' roof, but you plan to have kids. That's already.
He would rip on us. He'd be like, "Oh, those guys are divorced." It's like. You have 2 kids to get married. Like,
not me.
The guy doesn't have any income and he doesn't have a place to live. And then he said, "Oh yeah, we plan to have kids. Yeah, on whose dime?" And then when it was time to kick in, and there was a little bit of a hard time in the household, and the father-in-law said, "Hey, the mortgage is coming up. What do you think?" "Oh, not me. Oh,
not my problem.
No.
You didn't do shit.
Yeah,
don't want to start a contract.
Genetic grandfather.
And he
wants to be thanked for not doing shit.
But he wants to be Mr. Conservative, libertarian, personal responsibility. Wrong. Or when he does that, what is the other one he does? Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Like whoopsie. Like
I got an ouchie when he talks about.
I like when he's conquering the trolls because he's like, goodbye.
Why? Wally, you planned to have kids, but you didn't have a place to put them. You didn't have a place of your own to live with the kids. Whoopsie! No personal responsibility. Whoopsie!
Oh shit!
Is it really you, Garage? Is it?
Yeah, it's red hot garage now.
Yeah. Yes, I always have to worry when Garage comes in. Because they got me that one time.
Garage in the house.
Yeah,
Garage in the house.
Yeah, sorry I'm so late. I had to pay a damn college tuition. Well, something that Wally will never have to do.
Yeah.
You never know. We might get that settled.
Well, all right. So like,
when he's finally
tuition, $100 for a shirt. You know, it's all relative.
Yeah, Penny was worried about you, Garage. He was like, "Where are you?" There he is.
Yeah, Penny's been on since I think before the beginning, right? This guy has.
Yeah, the guy who's always like, "Oh, this show sucks." He watches all 8 hours.
Exactly.
My biggest fan.
Penny used to trigger me, but now I'm cool with Penny.
No, he's like the heel. It's like everyone hates him. It's like boo. He says shit. Boo.
I'm still caught between.
We can hear you lighter.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
I like to get high.
I'm still caught between thinking that Penny is either JD or JD Miles or actually Wally. Still
can't be Wally. Not Wally. He would have never kept it together this long.
Either.
I agree. I don't think it could have been Wally.
JD
Wally
Miles
would have outed himself
and just. JD Miles made a video.
Okay, now I have to.
JD Miles don't fuck around.
Yeah, well,
JD Miles did
saw
what?
Wally when he went after Della with the whole Juneteenth thing. Like, I wouldn't fuck you with a dead dog's. He saw that, and he made a video. He was like, "Maga Man's an asshole." Like he made a dedicated Maga Man's an asshole video.
Oh, I'm shocked to hear that, man.
Yeah, it's out there somewhere.
JD is such a dedicated dick sucker of Walter's.
Oh,
we need to just get rid of this drama.
Just the tip.
Garage, don't sugarcoat it.
But then again, I haven't been to JD's channel in almost 2 years, maybe 3, because he's sensitive like Walter. He cuts, he starts blocking.
Yeah, when he started that beef with that one MGTOW is for losers, I was like, who is this dude? And I posted a video about like MGTOW, what I thought about it, and in my car, I was just like showing my face, doing my thing. And then he just came on like, "Shut up, little boy, go away. Nobody knows you anyway." And I was like, "Oh no, wow, JD Miles. That's a pleasant introduction. Like, what a pleasant introduction to this guy." And then when I started beefing with Maga Man, he came back and he resurfaced. He's like, "Why are we doing all this drama? This is retarded. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto on the stream right now." You could just hear him like in the background. Like,
for a minute, I thought JD was actually in the live stream there.
You guys should have seen. Well, I don't know. One last thing about JD Miles, because I really hate that I came in here. I hate to think that I actually interrupted. No, I meant to say I hate to think that I interrupted a train of thought when I first came in. But
not at all.
I have a video that I want you to see. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Okay, but I just wanted to say one last thing about JD Miles is that you guys got to type in JD Miles in the search of YouTube, and look, there's going to be some really, really old videos that go back in the day of what was called the roast sector, and that's really where he was originally. He was not originally a manosphere a content maker. He was originally part of what was called the roast sector, and people just basically
like Jewelry Man.
Yeah, they just go and they just talk about each other. They talk about each other's kids. It's just out of control bullshit. Like, believe me, you don't want to. You don't want to wade. You don't want to. Yeah, Big J was in there.
Yeah, there was like some marriage there was some like alliance through something in there that brought the roast sector to the manosphere, and I think it had to do with.
Yeah, there was a lot of crossover. That's true.
I remember trying to listen to Big J's videos because that was when when Wally came at me, and I'm like, I don't understand what this guy's talking. It was obviously like he was talking about something that happened somewhere else, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, it's like a development. It's like his own like video diaries is what I've noticed. With like a lot of not just him, but a lot of people. They have interaction somewhere, and then they go back to a channel of some sort to like do a diary, like a video diary or something.
But anyway, I go ahead and show the video. I just wanted to say to JD that if you just want a little mild entertainment, look up JD Miles and look up the what was it? Oh, it was the tooth test. There's a dude that says, JD Miles, I will leave you alone. I'll stop roasting you if you can do this. And he picks up an apple and he bites into the apple. Now, a lot of you all are like, why is that funny? The reality is that once JD Miles was doxxed and we actually saw how he looked, turns out all of his front teeth are gone. So it was called the JD Miles Apple Test or something like that. It was hilarious.
That's kind of funny, actually.
I'm forgetting the dude's name. He was a big roaster back in the day, but I forget his name. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments section after this is done. But okay, let's see this video.
Yeah, so I don't know. This actually is all about you, Garage Autonomous.
Oh, okay.
And I talked about Kevin about this. Well, you'll see it's only 3 minutes long. Here we go.
Fuck, I hope it plays.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the black screen white text ones. So even if it's choppy, you'll get it. Here we go.
Okay.
Maybe.
I wonder
that creepy
why.
doll music.
Maybe because it's not relevant.
This is when he was trying to desperately, get troops for the Maga Army.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
You did see this
and
already?
like his demographic. Man, I hate people who aren't outright about their political motivations. Man.
I'll choppy again.
Oh, man.
I'll try to advance it.
Keep your political beliefs to yourselves. Oh my god. Furious.
Handing them on a silver platter.
Here comes your head.
God damn it.
It's like some homoerotic stuff right there. Hand of two.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Republican.
No. Kevin's a Republican.
Oh
where the fuck did he clip that from?
501c.
I registered when I was 18.
Hey, I grew up in Nassau County, and I worked for Nassau County Parks Department. In order to get that job, Nassau County's Republican.
You don't even have to explain it. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all what I feel about this whole thing. I don't think I've really got a chance to talk about it, but yeah, when the video finishes.
The long story short is at the end, Wally's like, "Oh, Garage, get him."
Yeah, right. I remember this nonsense. I mean, I don't remember when he first posted this. I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, he uses your logo and everything. Let's say.
Yeah, yeah.
So how can he be like? How can he always be talking about he was such a popular person in all these groups when he literally tries to break everybody up that becomes friends around him?
Because he's lying. Because he's delusional. He's demented.
The timeline of that video. That was after Wally made a live stream where he said he hopes that Garage Autonomous's kids swerve off the road, die, and then he finds the bodies so he can carve them up and make clothing out of the skin.
Out of them or something like
he made that video. He's like, actually, Garage, you want to be my friend?
Dan King's the goddamn magologist.
First of all, he thinks if he honestly believes that I'm that stupid to where I can't tell the difference between maggots and Republicans, he's out of his mind. But then again, this is the same person who thinks socialists and liberals are the same people.
Well, he just throws terms around. He throws Marxist, socialist. If you ask Wally to define what a Marxist is or what socialism is,
he has no idea.
He wouldn't be able to define it.
No, not a chance.
Exactly.
Garage, I had a Hebrew mentioned it before, and I don't know when it was in the previous stream. He's like, I think it was about guns or whatever because he's kind of a gun guy. But normal, rational adults, which Wally is not, right? Yeah. Can have an honest discussion about things and disagree on certain points. But in Wally's world, that's not possible. It's not possible.
Right. It's just like how he thinks everybody on their side is pro-gun. That's nonsense. I am pro-gun. I'm not a gun fetishist. A gun is not something that is a compensation for me lacking in something else.
Yeah.
I believe that people should be armed for different reasons. They may differ from other people's reasons, but
But I was just using that issue as a
right.
complete
you
example.
We can have it.
I know that.
We can have that discussion. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
He doesn't understand that there are varying degrees of things. Dude, I've got family members who are Republicans. Okay, that's the thing. Like, and probably what shocked most people, the black community, for the most part, is very conservative. People don't think so, but these are people who definitely believe in marriage. The rates of single moms might be high, but there's a lot of context behind why that is. But for the most part, the average single parent in the black community typically will, when you interview them, say, "Hey, man, do you think marriage is important?" A lot of them will say, "Yeah." Like, a lot of them are very. I mean, ask any LGBT person in the black community, they'll tell you, dude, the black community is conservative as fuck. What are you talking about? Like, it really is. It's not this liberal bastion of whatever, because people think that certain things are not within the.
While Wally would make, when there was that subway shooter guy, Wally was like, "Oh, all the blacks are gonna support this guy. They're gonna stick."
Yeah, right. Nobody.
Yeah, he thinks everybody's a monolith. Every group is a monolith.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, look, in his live stream the other day, we were talking about with this Nightbot bullshit, right? I think it was Bubblegum. He was like, "Well, look, do you either believe what I say or do you believe what they say? Like, you're not allowed to question him, right?
Yeah.
Any dissent means that
absolute.
you are the enemy, right?
Absolute. Yeah, yeah.
So, while it's very black and white thinking, right? Because to Wally, everybody is out to get him, right? Everybody has done him wrong, and either you agree with him, which means you sit there and listen to his bullshit over and over and over and go, or you go, wait a minute, that's not true. How dare you, sir?
He in his videos, he uses the phrase, he's like they're on my side and they're seeing my side. It's always sides. It's like, why is there sides?
Yeah, right.
The thing is, but I kind of wonder, like, have you noticed that, like, here we all are, we're talking, right? I'm pretty sure we're not going to agree on everything, but like just like what Slippery said, people can discern and say, you know what? I already know that I may not agree with this guy on this, but I do know that we can both agree Walter Hilligas is a psycho, and it's fun to make fun of him. But
that's a universal constant. It's like gravity.
And I'm pretty sure that we can also agree to disagree or whatever. But see, he doesn't understand that. People don't, in his mind, people are not mature. Like, he doesn't understand how mature adults think. He just doesn't get it. So in his brain, he thought he was telling me something new, that or he thought he was telling me something like, I didn't even know what Slippery's affiliation was and don't care. But the thing is that he honestly thought I was going to go, down with Slippery.
Right.
Republican, like 45% of the nation are Republican. Get them all.
That's actually like, he's thinking that you're such a simpleton that if I have a different political affiliation than he perceives you to have, automatically in your mind I'm the enemy. But that's the way he thinks.
And
that's the way
he
thinks.
also assumes you'll forget about that whole,
carving
up your children, clothes. You'll just forget about that.
Making necklace out of your daughter's bones because his people are good with leather.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the cookout on the 4th of July and be like, get a hot dog from Wally and his only propane tank.
That'd be great if he.
I'm gonna be like, by the way, I'm a Democrat. And I voted for Trump.
The Wally we know, you guys don't forget. So the Wally, the fat, bloated piece of dog shit that we know, then the 45-year-old like man skin. Look, what is
the 1,400 views are all because of HS. I mean,
I don't know about that, but
I don't know.
You guys are a bigger part of me. But the point, like, it's like a Men in Black, right? When he was wearing the person suit, right? Like. The guy we know, like, inside of Wally is like a tiny little 6-inch alien who's 13, 14 years old, right? Who never grew up, right? It's Arrested Development. We've said this before. Who's operating and moving Wally's fucking bloated fat fingers and his stupid no eyebrow face. And like, there's a little tiny alien inside that's controlling his giant fat robot body.
Yeah,
but like in his videos when he says, people are jealous because I made something of myself.
Well, no, he's trying to convince himself of that because nobody believes that.
Yeah,
like, he says he earned his retirement.
In what universe is he? In what universe is Wally a role model to any human being of any kind? or any alien, any plant or animal is Wally a role model of any kind. I mean, because
he was talking about his retirement in one of his live streams, and he said, yeah, I went to like the retirement ceremony, and like there are all these old timers, and then there's Wally, and everybody was like, "What are you doing?"
Like they were looking at me funny.
Yeah, he said that.
I think Dan said it right.
Oh, that's funny. I never even heard that.
Like, don't go to that, Wally. Yeah. Like, stay home, and you'll get your.
But if he's retired, again, I'm going to say this again. If he's retired, based on his 3 days of scooping up plaster. Here's what I would like to know is this: then why did he apply for this $7,000 loan or whatever it was that he got? If he's retired, the last time I looked, retirees typically live in a kind of house that what I see Slippery living in, like or places like that. Like,
well, he's misusing the term. And
he got like a fraction of whatever. There's no way he got full retirement or whatever.
Because he's a grifter.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he's using the word retirement. He didn't retire. You have to work to then stop and retire.
Yeah, right. Like
Wally,
retire implies that you get a pension or your 401k or something
was
that
designated disabled.
You have something put away. Yeah. He's a
therefore
grifter.
he said, and he regrets that decision. So I'm thinking, if you had that fucking decision, you could have opted to not be designated as disabled, and you could be working right now. So you're full of shit. He's just a lazy, fat sack of crap who wants to do nothing but suck off the teat of society. Which is the problem I have with him.
He if he didn't fuck up the whole living at Babymomma's house, he probably would have been okay because he's in a house, no overhead. You know, but then like he signed a paperwork and then got thrown out. Was like, oh shit, I got to do this on my own.
Right. I'm so full of piss and vinegar when it comes to Wally, not because of all these crazy antics. It's because for me personally, I am triggered so much by the fact he games this goddamn system, and every time I watch a YouTube video, I see.
His whole thing on social media
seems for Nightbot gaming the system.
like him as a person is one thing, but his whole presence on social media. It seems to be like it only is really just about getting the Babymomma back. But then he has all these other people that are pissed at him for other reasons. Like, you guys just got done talking 2 hours of content on him without even mentioning anything about Babymomma, but he always tries to pull it back to it because that's his motivation in all this.
He said he sends Babymomma links to my channel and Kevin's channel.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
He did that.
Look at me.
He did that to my lodge. He sent an email to a guy in my lodge, and like he's so tone deaf. Dan says it. You old him too. Like he doesn't get social cues. He sends him this email. Dan saw the email with these links. Yeah, well, another one, but it's like this thing that says, "Oh, and this and that." And I'm getting death threats, and look at this picture, and look at this picture, and there's no like, it's all disjointed, so you can't even follow it.
A lunatic.
The video he tried to expose me with, the Black Lives Matter video, was a troll video. Like it was trolled. I was being like, "Oh, I'm in Black Lives Matter. I've never like publicly supported them."
But you must be a Black Lives Matter.
That is a lie.
Black guy, so that's as far as Wally goes.
Well, stop me if I've said this before, but I've lived in the South for a huge chunk of my life before I was kidnapped by my wife. Before I was kidnapped by my wife, who's an actual native New Yorker. But I've lived in the South in a huge chunk of my life. And let me tell you something. That apartment that he lives in, that is no great accomplishment. Like I have a great accomplishment. I have an apartment that's bigger than the one I grew up in. Well, the thing is that almost every apartment complex that I've ever lived in or seen in the South, those are the kinds of apartments that if you've just got out of college or you're a day worker and you're sharing the place with 4 other people, like those are those kind of. I mean, like, dude, that's not an accomplishment, dude.
He does have the biggest unit in that complex. I should know because I researched.
No, but I know what you're saying. It's like what people would use or a young couple would use as a stepping stone, hoping to go someplace.
Yeah.
But Wally,
a divorced dad.
Yeah, like, right. Like,
that's exactly
like him. Yeah. I mean, but the way he says it,
I think he uses the wrong word when he says
his greatest accomplishment was that he's living on his own, being able to afford an apartment is not much of an accomplishment.
That's not an accomplishment at all.
And the guy's like 45 years old. He's 45 years old, and he's able to live in his own apartment by himself. I mean, okay, that's the bare minimum, right? Isn't that
but
the
he's
bare
not
minimum?
even doing that because he just asked for a $6,000 handout.
Yeah, right,
right. Telling everybody in the world that he got a handout.
I'm still not convinced that actually happened. I think he's showing somebody else's. I think he just typed that on Microsoft Word and just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing Wally doesn't get. Wally keeps
Microsoft or
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Like, you could make all that up, Wally. You could have printed all this paperwork up, and it's all a show.
But no, Dan, you're
right,
wrong.
Wally, you know,
if it's laminated, then it's for real. It's legit. If it's
he'll literally say, "Oh, I say crazy. Sometimes I'm lying. You don't know. I'm shock jocking." But then he's like, "Look at the paperwork." Like,
but then when he says
believe you, like
this ranting stuff, I worked hard to get where I am.
No,
really?
No, he
didn't.
Really?
Never worked.
Well, his work is filling out grants for free money. That's work. I did it. I got the money. I filled out my name. I sent them how far back I moved my bills. I can't pay my rent. Dear whoever to whom may concern, I can't pay my rent. He did it. He worked to get that money.
That's. And then whenever
you have
he
to claim that, I guess he probably doesn't have to claim it.
I don't buy into this barbecue story.
It's a fish story. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit.
Happen. It didn't happen. I think
we all came together. How much would one tank of propane actually last? Like Wally makes it sound like hundreds of people came from miles away.
They probably thanked him for cooking the food, and he's like, "These are my bestest friends ever."
Right.
He's like, "Oh, there were people, complete strangers offering other strangers food." Garage, you're in New York. You've been to block parties, right? That happens all the time.
I think he said he had the other grill. There's like community grills. The other grill had a problem. He already was going on the one grill, so people probably like, "This is the only grill working. Do you mind if I give you a steak? Can you cook this?" Like, that's probably what happened. He just happened to be the guy at the only working grill, and he's like,
I don't even buy one iota of that story.
I always think there's a little bit of truth, and he exaggerates it.
You think so? I think he
stole it from Mr. Elite.
But when someone pointed out, he would have made a video if this happened, and he
would have.
So
that's exactly my point.
Right.
He would have made a video.
Right.
Listen, I think he spent Memorial Day jerking off, watching
Shardy,
watching TV,
that image out of my eye.
Watching TV, drinking some beer, jerking off again, watching TV.
That sounds good.
That actually sounds like a good. Yeah, that's
fucking right. Man.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if whenever he's around Esteban, if Esteban doesn't let him take out his phone to start the videotape stuff. I would think that Esteban probably doesn't allow that anymore. And it's the same thing like what Garage said. I I don't believe it either because he would have videotaped
his phone because I thought you were going to say take out something else.
Esteban comes over and he whips it out. Here you go.
But like when he said in the one video that he went to a rifle range in somewhere, whatever.
Oh no!
It would be, he would have videotaped that. He would have videotaped that. If we see
First of all, if he went to it, if he's able to go to a shooting range, he would be making better quality, less lethal weapon videos. So
they wouldn't let him shoot that in a real gun range. They're not going to let you shoot
Maybe
a
they don't let
pellet gun
you videotape or something.
in a gun range.
You're right.
Don't they have
They're not going to let you
forests?
shoot a paintball gun in a gun range. They're going to let you shoot a gun in a gun range.
Yeah.
Like, can't you drive far enough out of town where there's a forest that you can
Yeah, he
just
said he
walk
has
around?
like a half an hour to shoot.
I mean, go in the backyard for God's sakes.
Oh, don't say
I
something
remember
like
years
that.
ago it looked like he was at like a dump or something like that. He was like shooting, there was like garbage around him and he was
Fucking
outside
dumpies.
and like I never recorded it, like went away, but like he was doing something like that. He was out, he found a spot. Maybe he got yelled at.
Was it like by a railroad,
outside.
like by a railroad track or something? I think I might have.
I just remember he was like
something.
it looked like a dump. There was like he was shooting at like a metal dumpster and it was shitting all over the place. So who the hell knows?
There are over 200 less lethal weapon channels on YouTube. Go to any of those channels. You will see people using video cameras. You will see people using outside targets. You will see edited videos with music even in it, like all kinds of stuff. And I'm not even into
Production
that stuff,
value.
but the production value is good, and he is a failure. He cannot make those kinds of. He cannot make those kinds of videos.
I keep telling him, dude, get a green screen. Fucking step up your game,
when
loser.
he was telling Kmart Investor, like he's telling him about his less lethal prowess in making videos, and he said, "Oh, at one time I was well ahead of the curve of all the other YouTubers making less lethal, but now because But now because of he's fallen behind because I guess the trolls or his situation, so he hasn't been making less lethal content. So he's fallen behind the other YouTubers. But I looked at a couple other ones that guys that actually like real production value.
I love
cool
that excuse.
Stuff. And other stuff.
He made a video. He was lamenting about the trolls, and he's like I can't do what I like to do anymore. He's basically saying I got in trouble for my apartment shooting range video.
Yeah, he doesn't
and
shoot
I can't
anymore.
do it anymore. Poor me.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe on the new lease they said they added it because of Wally. They probably added the Wally clause to that whole complex. Like you can't
the Wally clause.
The Wally clause.
Notice this, and that's the thing. Every time he says that you tried, that Dan did this or Slippery did that, they tried to get me kicked out. Oh, but they all failed. It's like no, they didn't. No, they didn't fail because one, you're
no
not
more
shooting
videos.
You're not shooting in your apartment anymore. No, that's a win. You are the fail because
Kevin and I always joke that we're like our behavior modifying software is working.
Yeah,
we got a program going.
But I do get disappointed that he doesn't like he hasn't done it in a while. He hasn't gone on the videos himself, and I like to see what kind of.
Oh, it'll come back. It'll come back.
Yeah, I want to see the new costumes. What did you like better? Do you like the Walmart custodian shirt, or did you like the soccer shirts more? And
I like he does a custodian shirt with a 9/11 shield, like he ironed on. Like I've seen it on the arms of his T-shirts, but it's like the plumber shirt with the shield, and then he's got the two Viking or the Germanic warrior necklaces.
Yeah, the warrior things. Yeah,
and then like a hat. It doesn't matter what hat, as long as he has. That's my favorite.
I hate seeing him dressed up in workers' clothes.
Yeah, I agree.
First of all, that's just cosplay.
That's a good point.
That's cosplay.
Yeah,
he's just
that's Wally's life.
Boy,
dressing like it's the year 20.
Yeah,
he should be arrested for impersonating someone who actually works for a living.
That's how people used to dress in like the year 2000 and shit.
Exactly. That should be like a whole. Wally should be like a whole genre of cosplay where you just dress up the opposite of what you are.
He just swapped out the Ed Hardy hat for a fucking MAGA hat.
Yeah.
Wally, going back to Babu, right? Wally's done nothing but wearing costumes his entire life, whether it was the red leather pants and the headband, or it was the Star Wars shtick. And the Masons, look, they have their uniform.
Yeah, that was right up his alley. Yeah,
sure.
He
he used to blame us for making him buy into all the swag and the pins and shit. He can't help himself. He's pathological.
He made a video blaming He was like, that evil Star Wars. Like they tricked me into buying all these toys. Like imagine like a franchise. They make a movie and then sell merchandise. What an evil concept that is.
But no, he was blaming us specifically, and his baby mama. And this is what said. He agrees with her that he was misspending his money, right, misallocating it instead of spending it on his kids or rent. And he does the same thing now.
But he owns the paperwork. I can't spend money, guys. It says so right there.
And he's got a bunch of desk statues, i.e. Transformers toys.
You can see her, and I'm sure she heard it from her parents, right? You know it, because if you're a parent, you would probably say the same thing to your kid, right? So you could probably tell. He's doing all the Star Wars stuff. He's spending all this money on all these costumes, and then he's playing with his Freddy Krueger gloves, and he's got his fedora, and then he joins the Masons, and it costs a couple of dollars. You got to get a tuxedo, you got to pay dues, and he's buying the tuxedo. He never buys. He never buys like entry level shit. He always goes right to stage 100. So he's spending $1,000. Everybody wears a bow tie or like a little chevron tie. He gets one somewhere, and I'm sure it wasn't a lot of money, but it already has the square and compasses embroidered in. So like he goes right this level 300.
Well, he had a custom one, right? He talked about in this video where
absolutely 100%
throwing out.
I'm sure he still has it.
I'm 100%.
So there's always the streaming community he tried to get into where with like good example being the Bleeding Edge, like when he wanted to be on the Bleeding Edge, and then we're just like, no man, it's cool. You like this is a closed panel, and he started a whole live stream.
There was like 7 people on that panel, and it was all the old crew, and you guys were like, no. He was like,
I feel slighted.
So now put yourself in
I've
the
never
baby.
felt more insulted. They just tell you to shoo you off like you're a pest or something. I can't believe this.
In classic Wally, he did scorched earth. He's like, fuck those guys. Like, what do you think's gonna happen, Wally? The next time you want to hang out with them, they're gonna forget.
Yeah, the one where he was like, "Did that Barrett?" Or like where he was like yelling. He's always like these anti-manosphere. So like, not only did he eventually end up hating the manosphere, but he thought that me and Wind were, by like posting our videos, were anti. He was trying to get anybody to turn on. He gets anybody to try to turn on his trolls. He doesn't care if it's like compromising, conflict of interest, if he has to lie.
And all that happens is he just like create, like, everyone's like, what is this lunatic doing? Like, that's what he did in Star Wars.
My dog stepped on a bee.
He made a list of like 15 Star Wars guys and was like, all these guys suck on Facebook, and we're all like, what do you think you're gonna go with that? What's the next move?
Well, just think about this. Like, maybe someday his kids will like say they'll be interested in seeing their father or meeting him, and they'll come down and visit him, and they'll be like freaking 37 years old, the two of them, and he's like, here's your room, and he's got his Walmart $100 bunk beds that they can't even fit in. You know.
I thought you were gonna say like one day they're gonna find his channel, and like they're gonna.
Oh my God!
They're gonna be like, oh my God.
What's even worse is if they find your channel or my channel.
Right.
Kids, come on in.
Come on in.
18 or older. We got a few years.
By the way, that garage, the video you made about Wally, that was hysterical with the cat. Yeah, you're exactly right. If he adopted the cat would be dead and boned and found in a hallway in less than a month.
That cat was way better off in the current situation that it was in. I mean, matter of fact, that cat actually had a worried look on his face, like, what the fuck?
Wally and pets don't go well together, because Wally is, and this feeds into he's a clean freak. He even said that, like, pets and Wally would flip out at the first sign of a cat turd or a hair or anything like that.
Pissing all over the apartment.
Yeah, he would lose his shit. Well, I didn't realize back when we knew him just how much Wally was like a germaphobe. I'm convinced of it now after seeing all.
There's always in the background. There's always like Lysol wipes, and in his recent live stream, he's like, I got a couple of empty cans of Coof spray. I gotta like get ready for the shooting range. It's like how many? I have a can of Lysol. I think I bought it in 1998.
Can you imagine staring out the window of your apartment?
And I have kids.
Can you imagine staring out the window of your apartment and being like, "Look at all the litter that's out there." Shake my head, like he just like.
Somebody said like he must take a shit, and there's just like.
I remember when he took
like for like 15 minutes
when he took the Mason swag and he went to like I guess the compactor or whatever it is over there, and the first thing he looks over there is he's like you could see him, he's visibly shaken. What a mess! What a disaster! You know, because
and the bag is like half the size it was a second ago in the last frame.
He's so
the first frame, it's like the bag is like ripping from the weight, and the next time it's just a one-hander like twisted up like and it was a cut in the scene. Like Wally, we know.
You know, I never found this out. I know this is a little off topic, but I got to ask Slippery this. Slippery, my paternal grandparents, who I only, when I was really little, when they took care of me last before we left Kansas City, but they were in now I'm forgetting, Eastern Star. They were Eastern Star members.
Right.
Now, what in comparison or into conjunction? This is something I should have Googled, but I was too lazy to do it.
Eastern Star. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. What is the relation between Masons and then Eastern Star?
Eastern Star is under the umbrella of Masonry, but it's the ladies, and basically, for an Eastern Star.
You mean the Whammons?
The Whammons, it's the ladies. Ladies are generally Eastern Star. Actually, in New York, up in Oriskany, the Eastern Star. I actually took a tour of it. They have a really nice elder care facility up in Oriskany, and it's basically the ladies. So if you're interested in the same kind of tenets as Freemasonry, it's for ladies, and it's a great organization.
Transgender women.
Do they accept Harambe-looking, knuckle-dragging?
Well,
transgender women.
No,
but I know a lot of Eastern Star people. It's a really
black Jews.
It's under the umbrella of Freemasonry. It's
okay. Okay, good. Thank you. I was because I remember. So then,
We call it a concordant body, like the Shriners, the Eastern Star, the Scottish Rite. They're all concordant bodies. So in order to be any of them, you have to be in Masonry.
Now, isn't it co-ed if it's like a youth, like when they put kids into it, like when they?
Yeah. You mean like they have like the Rainbow Girls, and they have
Rainbow. Triggered.
And Demolay is for boys, and they're like different Masonic youth groups. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. But because we were really little, and I think we went to some event, and there were boys and girls there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was certainly something that was organized by Eastern Star. So that's all I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Big
and, unfortunately, they had passed away. Like, we had left Kansas City, Missouri, and I never really, by the time I got old enough to do things like, I don't know, ask questions and shit like that, it was too late for me to.
Yeah. But it's run mostly by ladies at an Eastern Star meeting. To my understanding, I've never been to an Eastern Star meeting, but I know a couple of guys that are involved with the Eastern Star. A guy from Masonic Lodge would have to be present, and then they would all meet together, and they would do similar types of charitable things. They run elder care facilities, they run camps, they raise monies, same type of mission generally.
Yeah, my paternal grandfather, then he must have been a Mason, or he must have belonged to another order or some order. But yeah, I think they both were involved. But definitely, my paternal grandmother, was most certainly in Eastern Star.
Yeah, and I would suspect, and then your grandfather was a Mason, because they kind of goes hand in hand.
Okay.
But
all right, thanks.
Because my daddy was in World War II, my granddaddy, and he shot himself when he came back, and that makes me immune to being made fun of by you guys.
Did I tell you about my great cousin's uncle's brother, Clifford Hildegast? He invented Cliff Notes. Did I mention them? I must have, yeah.
Wait. When Walter talked about, like, it was so funny to me when I saw that old video where he talks about his grandfather. I'm like, who the fuck admits that their grandfather came back from a war and basically shot himself in the stomach?
The best part about that is there's a picture of a tombstone, Granddaddy's tombstone, then a picture of the guy, and Wally is doing the voiceover, and he's telling me to smell his taint. And there's a picture of his grandfather and the grandfather's tune on the screen. I'm like,
I got to agree with a garage, right? Like, if your grandfather was in the war, it's good, all great, fantastic. But, like, you can leave out the story when he gets back and goes hunting and ends up shooting himself in the gut with a shotgun. Just leave it out. Just don't go there. Just let it go. Yeah. I would omit that part.
Fun fact, Wally
just
has
say Wally lies about everything else. Yeah, he lies about everything else. Why not just say he got hit by a bus? Yeah. Just lie about that. Just make up something else. It's a bad end to the story.
Guy fought. He killed 17 Nazis and then fucking shot himself.
Yeah. The first time I heard that story, man, my thing was like, oh wow, that's so weird. No, man, I laughed.
I know, like, it's terrible.
It sounds like a bad. It sounds like a bad JD Miles hot take. Like, I can't be mad at Maga Man. His great grandfather fought in World War II.
Remember, I always remember the scene from Forrest Gump where
this drama,
Lieutenant Dan is telling about how he's every male in his family has died in battle, and as a quick scene they have, like, it's Lieutenant Dan, it's the same actor, but, like, he's in the Revolutionary War and he falls over dead, and then he's in another war and he's dead, and they go through the timeline. That's what I imagine Wally's ancestors, but they all kill themselves accidentally on the battlefield.
Well, when he told that story after I was laughing like fuck and almost pissed myself, but when he told that story in that video, I then remembered the two times when Tony Soprano mentions how the Soprano back in Italy drove the donkey cart off the road, and I was laughing about that because it's like because it was in reference to his panic attacks, and apparently it's hereditary. And then he goes, well, my mother told me about my great ancestor who drove the donkey cart off the road. Who admits to something like that? Who the fuck says
like
that?
I said, sometimes I think Wally is doing like a 15-year-old Borat
for the kids.
like,
yeah,
he's like in character. He's a comedic genius.
Hi, boys and girls. He's like,
why is there
oh,
a dick on Wally's face?
That's part of his fantasies.
Oh, what is Babu in the chat?
Yeah, Babu popped up.
Oh, what a Penny Pounder! He said, "Big Kev is right." What did I do, Penny? What am I right about?
I didn't highlight it because I didn't know what he was talking about.
All right, listen, guys, I'm gonna bail because I gotta get up early, so I'm gonna let Babu jump in.
I have to go too now, but I have to go too. I'm sorry, guys, but thank you so much for letting me come on.
Man, it's always great to have you in. What does he call you? Oh, they call you Garbage Pounder.
Garbage Autonomous. Yeah, that's not original. Actually, the more I think about it, Penny Pounder it definitely isn't Wally, and he probably may not be JD because Garbage Autonomous is like so fucking old, man. Like everybody. I mean, I can't believe that would be something that came up out of like it's a complete.
It's kind of obvious. It's something like a 16-year-old would come up with. That's why my theory, 16-year-old kid.
All right, well, thanks, guys. I will see you all later.
All right, man. You well. Have a good one. Good talking to you guys.
I feel like Wally's in the chat. I feel like Wally is next to me.
Whoa! That triggered me, dude.
That's another one of my favorites.
The athletic jerseys is too much nostalgia for me. Like I bring all my laughs bubble up from 2 or 3 years ago, and like I'm going to a coma.
I'm pretty sure I was 13 years old, and I had like a matching shirt and sweatpants, like pajamas that looked like that. They were gray and red.
You never really get a full shot of what. No, Wally never. When he's really in it, like this is okay. I want you guys to pay attention. That's like that's 4 Red Bulls, Wally. That's the 4 Red Bulls, Wally. He's just like,
I like to get my caffeine from Red Bull, guys. This is my Red Bull caffeine. I like the caffeine. The people are coffee.
Well, look at his eyes. His eyes get small. You know, I like the sad Wally. The sad Wally is fantastic, and the hyped up Wally is great. The one in between that like tries to be funny sucks. I mean, he has to be in one of his either at the top or the bottom of his sine wave. But the one in the middle, no good. Yeah, I like when he tries to be funny. He uses a prop, and he'll like throw the prop for a effect. And then 2 minutes later, he'll pick up the prop and go, haha, and he'll do the same joke. Like, let me drive this joke. Like, don't do jokes twice, Wally. It's a fail. It doesn't work. He's really bad at it. The only time he's ever funny, and it's not trying to be funny. When he tries to be funny, he's not funny. He's so unfunny. He's dry. It sucks. It's no good. Only Penny Pounder sees it. But when he's like sad, really sad, on the verge of crying, that's what makes me the happiest. So Wally, just please be sad. And when it gets crazy, like when he wants to kill people, like the shaved head stuff with the hollow points, that kind of stuff. That's always around the holidays. I feel like another Thanksgiving and then Christmas without the kids. Yeah, that's
Let us begin. It's like, when did you ever end?
Hey, Slipper, you want to try to do our new weekly segment? I'll try to upload the video.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, okay, all right.
See. I'll try to load it. It's probably going to fall flat, but let's try.
Well, I can't wait for this legal jargon to hit my eardrums. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is.
Look at those last lethal.
All right, here we go. Hopefully it'll work. Cross your fingers. And now, it's time for... God damn it! Reads a random My humor is ruined. Document Wally mailed him that Wally refers to as a
send him to me
cease and desist, but
false priest
is really just a notarized ramblings of a probable crazy person. All right, well you get it. So yeah, here we go. I should last week Kevin was right. I didn't set him up. I just kind of blindsided. But a little setup for this gag. So while we make fun of Wally's video, so he hand wrote a cease and desist. Kevin and I got the same exact one, but it's not a cease and desist. It's the ramblings of a lunatic. It has misspellings. A lawyer definitely didn't read it, so that's what we got, and that's what and Slippery's going to read a random part of that. So take it away, Slippery. And yes, to our listening audience, and please like and subscribe if you like Dogpile Thursdays or sometimes Wednesdays. And in another installment of our cease and desist order from our favorite failed human being, Mr. Wally Maga Man, I give you our newest paragraph. Kevin K/Danny King. This letter serves as documentation of a pattern of harassing activities that began approximately 5 years ago in 2016.
This letter is notice to you that you must immediately cease and desist these harassing activities against and toward me, including, but not limited to, the following. Posting false statements publicly about myself on various social media websites, including, but not limited to, YouTube and Facebook, calling my home.
Is this a? I'm sorry. Is this a cease and desist or like a coupon ad?
No, this is a legitimate cease and desist sent to myself and Dan King. Here is
I don't know about legitimate,
but here, well, it was.
You were reading it in Maga Man's voice, and it was like almost going perfect with the video on my.
It's like in the limited amount of time, buy one get one, cease and desist. Please,
calling my home, my leasing office at Heather Ridge Apartments, and inciting others to post on Facebook pages of the corporate office of the property known as Tribute Properties, in which I currently reside, while enabling others to engage in similar behavior. This was then posted publicly to YouTube, thus putting my home in danger. His home is in danger. Emailing me with blatant and egregious threats claiming to contact my landlord, which was eventually done in an attempt to have me removed from my home without provocation. You have posted
provocation.
You have posted sensitive personal information publicly on YouTube and any other public social media websites regarding my background, home address, and or any other private information.
Background was very well. It was like
it's going perfectly with the video.
Has put me in fear of my personal safety. That's our installment of today. Dan and Kevin cease and desist order. Take it away, Dan.
Very good, thank you. Well done. Oh, I should have had to. Yeah, we're having technical problems. Here. That was another example.
Keyboard.
Slippery reads. Thank you, everybody. Anticipating goddamn bandwidth problems.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. It's still all good. It's.
Yeah, that's just.
And like even as you're reading it, I want like he's like without provocation. He for 4 months he was like, I bet Dan's gonna be mad when I shoot this Darth Vader. I bet he doesn't like this. Like
I'm thinking once too. You know, like it may be of one of the dog piles. Like we should just read the paragraph and just comment on it. Let everybody, because like there's not one paragraph in there that isn't a showstopper. Every
it's fascinating.
Every single one is just ridiculous.
I said, hey asshole, how about you're gonna go to the police about me? How about I go to your landlord? And for 4 months,
exactly.
And then he made more and more videos. Like
his house is not in trouble. It's his ego. His ego is what is always. He's like, they're gonna kick me out of my house. It's like, no, we're just gonna slap. Like somebody just gotta slap some sense into you. So you just.
Well, that's what's like. He wants
to be able to just walk around his house like with his chest puffed out. Like, yes, I defeated them.
I didn't want to get him thrown out. I just wanted to blow a fucking hole in his dumb story about he was like, I'm friends with the landlord and they like it when I shoot because I'm keeping up my shooting skills when Antifa comes. I was like, dude, stop.
I mean, there is not one rational being that walks this planet that will listen to those phone calls that you made. You know what it sounded like to me when I first heard them? I was laughing my ass off because it sounded like when the radio stations do like a prank call kind of thing. Hey, can I rent an apartment? Can I set up a shooting range in the living room? And like you're getting that kind of reaction out of the lady who answered the phone.
I was trying not to laugh because it was hysterical. It was so ridiculous. It was like I shoot my BBs in the apartment.
And how you make this leap of faith from that that funny phone call? It was more of a prank call than anything else. How you make that leap of faith that they're trying to get me thrown out of my apartment just shows how miswired he is. I mean,
he keeps on trying to get people to sympathize with his version of events, and it's like, oh, he called the cops, and the cops must have been like, well, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I did once shoot this gun that was like he got in trouble with the cops.
For not letting them know Like, yeah, if it's legal, then you should have no problem telling the landlord, like, hey, I am going to be using this hallway and this
He was literally telling the audience, like, I can do this because the landlord is. I'm best buddies with the land. I'm like, all right, let me fact check that.
Well, it's like saying it's like saying, you know what? It's completely legal for me to hear to smoke in North Carolina. It's completely legal, but you know what? It may not be legal for you or allowable for you to smoke in your apartment because your lease might say no smoking. But he just. I don't know if it goes over his head.
I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I'm just just
I'd be like, yep, I'll rent your fucking
he's so
apartment.
Fascinating.
Smoke.
Like I said, he's always trying to get. He's gonna like tell his story until somebody sympathizes with him, and nobody ever does.
Never happens.
And he never gets it. He just keeps trying.
Well, that
Babu
was
is here.
What's up, guys? I can't stay on long, but you guys are talking about the him telling his story. Obviously, his last live stream was all about trying to get his wife back or his baby mama back, and he mentioned that he's
suing them.
Yeah, he mentions that he sent her a link, hoping that she'll watch that live stream.
Yes.
And then, like during the live stream, it's like her father was doing illegal stuff and renting out illegally.
He's a drunk.
Yeah, that will do it.
He was playing Joker poker.
He's
His
like
face
a
was down at
business.
the bar.
Yeah, so it's like he sends her this link, hoping she watches it, and then he insults her family. That'll get her back.
But that was the same thing with Garage Autonomous. It's like, oh yeah, I talked about killing your kids that time, but will you be my friend and help? Because he's a Republican. Like.
And it's funny,
in some universe, Wally thinks that he'll go to court. Like Babu, you saw the thing with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, the thing, and he did the whole thing. He thinks that somehow. In Wally's alternate world, he'll be sitting there, and the jury will come back, and the judge will scroll up the document that says, "Okay, baby mama, you are ordered to love Wally again and get back together, move to North Carolina and the kids, and that's it." And Wally will say, "I'm vindicated. I won. I've done it."
Just you
baby
and the
mama.
Kids and that apartment, and no interaction with anyone
else. Yeah, it's funny because he starts talking about the Amber Heard thing, and he'll be like, "See, I told you, it's fucked up that you girls do that to the men, and you accuse them of cheating and go into WinterCon." Like, dude, that's not all men. That's you.
It's always WinterCon.
He translates every you should read more into the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation than it actually is. It's just two people in a bad relationship or a dysfunctional relationship that had lots of money and took it to court because there was lots of dollars at stake. That has nothing to do with Wally. Wally, there's no similarities there of any kind, but he tries to translate everything into some similarity, like this was a win for all of mankind. It was just
if
like
Johnny could win with his $80 billion lawyers, I could win pro bono.
The best thing about that whole trial, if you watch it, was that Camille Vasquez. What a good-looking woman she was, boy! But I bet you she's tough. She's got to be a tough woman to date, right? I mean, that cross-examination stuff. She's not easy on a man.
She's no Queen Mahat, so that's the world.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Wally's broken helmet? Who's that?
Yes.
That's kind of sort of the damage that happened to Wally's helmet that he
got
in this fight. Yeah, see the other one on the other side. That's Darth Vader's, like, where his mouth is, and he's got these little. They call them tusks. That little silver thing. It's common that they break off. They're prone to damage.
And you guys see in his last live stream, you see that he pretty much gives a wrench to every single person who joins his live stream.
We were talking about before.
Anybody.
He was also like, can you send me a URL to your channel because I'll put a Nightbot and then we'll be Nightbot friends, and people were like, dude, like, I'm just watching your channel.
But the funny thing is he's giving wrenches to trolls and he doesn't even realize it.
No, Nightbot is going to fix everything, Babu.
But doesn't he try so hard when somebody comes into the chat and he tries to befriend them and they say something nice to him and he's like, "Oh, my dude, yeah, my dude, yeah, it's just
my brother."
It just deuce chills. It's
I
just
can
so
tell you
awkward.
for a fact, this week alone, Wally wrenched someone who's a definite troll because I know the guy. So
Wally's gonna hear this and go crazy. He's gonna
Wally, but it's crazy because
who is it?
He gave like 30 people wrenches this week, so he has no idea who it is.
See, like real people who aren't trolling him be like, he's like, I have to vet you, and they're like, what is this all about? Like, what are you talking?
Oh yeah, somebody said that. It's like, yeah, I'm just here to chat. What do you mean you got to vet me? Before you can say a word, he's like, oh, I got to vet you, and I got to look at your channel. What are what are you joining the army?
You're joining the Maga Army.
The Maga Army. Yeah. He's like, oh, you joined April 20.
I saw this person in the other stream.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the whole Kmart thing destroyed
their
him.
Facebook profile, their YouTube profile is only a week old, and that's
and the funny thing about the whole
goes in everything, like, dude.
Yeah, the Kmart thing really got into his head. Yeah, but Kmart was legit. He was legit. Yeah, I mean, people were asking the guy questions. Like Kmart said, yeah, is it true that you wanted to kill yourself over your trolls? And he's like, oh, he just can't answer those questions because.
You have to say self-delete. You can't say.
Oh yeah.
Code.
I gotta think you cannot say this. I gotta think about how to lie, basically. And then
he won't answer any questions. He'll block you or he'll kick you out if you ask questions. He just totally blocks you.
He's like some people who in their descriptions on their YouTube page it says how they're anti-bullying, but they just insist on just being relentless. It's like. Maga Man doesn't understand how I can make an exception for him.
It's great because
he's a piece of shit. And
again, he goes into the whole "I will not tolerate any racial slurs or any insults," and then he makes a video right afterwards talking about like the lesbian people, the gay people, and he insults them. Like the guy's nuts.
Right. He's the biggest bigot in the world.
Yeah,
in every shape, manner, or form. You know what I mean?
I wanted to know what Babu thought about it because he was like, now he's starting to bring gays and trans. What he's starting to name drop them way more after the Uvalde's shooting. So he's like, I have gay and trans friends, and we act normal to each other, and we make joke, we break each other's balls, and.
Well, I think he said something like I was at a barbecue with him. Well, I should say her. Like he corrected himself.
Well,
and I think he was talking about this person.
There's two things. One, he just put out a video where he says he's celebrating Pride Week by talking about how super straight he is.
Yeah, we're trying to play it, but I'm having all kinds of tech problems.
That's why he's starting to become. He's radicalizing, man. He's starting to become progressive. Like he's like,
right. He's changed. But did you notice? Like, did you guys watch his thing? The Memorial Day thing, the gas thing, the propane situation. Yeah.
But did you go ahead? I'm sorry.
No, but I was just saying, like that whole thing. He's like, oh, and it was so great. Nobody talked politics, and we just had such a good time. Is that a life fucking lesson for you, Wally? Every time you talk, is that you found your own cure to your own fucked upness? Just
like maybe
get away from that.
Define people.
Yeah, just get away from that. Get away from that.
Wally's impressed by one day of what the rest of us consider normal. Like we get along with people, we meet random people and have random nice conversations. Daily.
Right.
Walter's impressed by one day of that in Memorial Day.
Right. I mean, it's something that's such a normal event for most people. I mean, they were just talking about Masons before, but Masons, there's two things you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to discuss politics and religion because those are things that drive wedges between people, and we don't want wedges driven between us because those are the things that do it. So anything that drives people apart is not a good thing. So he gives this whole like big seminal moment about being at this thing and nobody's talking politics and there's people of all different stripes and they probably believe all kinds of things and they're talking sports and this and that and the other thing. And he's like, oh my God, it was like a religious experience for him. Well, learn something from that. Don't go on YouTube and you're spewing all this shit and he's self-feeding into it, getting him nuts. Yeah, just
there was a little bit of hope. It was like Stray Cat. And then like, hey, I was a normal human the other day, but then he's right back to like,
he goes right back to it. Gildardo, and Dan mentioned before that Gildardo was 100% responsible. We're all off the hook. We're free and clear.
I thought I was responsible last week. What happened?
Oh gosh.
That's a nut.
Again, I kind of hope I go to court so that I could just like like the Amber Heard fantasy, like you're at court and you just play like Wally has to watch a video of himself on the little screen, and my
it's gonna be like
you say this, and he's like, in the hot seat. It'll never happen, but
it's gonna be like that Seinfeld episode where like every character from his life is gonna make an appearance and go on. You're gonna see Dan Slipper, you're gonna see Gildardo come up.
Wally keeps talking. He's gonna I seriously think in his mind it's gonna be him, and then all
the prosecution
the
calls slippery
we're
when
all gonna
wet.
be there in one room at once, in his mind. And he's gonna fill out paperwork and start this process. Okay, Wally, you're gonna summon 50 people to your trial. Okay. Because we said you're an asshole on someone else's Facebook post.
He's gonna be like pro bono, or he's gonna be defending himself, or representing.
I wish I could be a fly on the wall when he's talking to his lawyers.
Baron Yam, is it true?
I'm this 9/11 hero, and you should really
under false
pretense. I wonder if
Objection, Your Honor, that was a lie.
Well, I remember.
Objection, Your Honor, lying.
I wonder if Hidden's going to get like some kind of a notification from YouTube for using what he's using right now.
No, Dan is.
Yeah, fuck you, asshole. It's getting me back from the time we were watching a movie on this channel.
That's great.
The best one was he's using my artwork. Okay, Picasso, calm down. His artwork was like his thumbnail, where he has Jean-Luc Picard going like this, and the Joker going like that, and then words artwork.
I cropped that picture,
and it's always like the cutout of the Joker is all grainy, he cut it out like a 6-year-old cuts out a fucking thing out of a coloring book, it's all jagged art. Okay, Wally.
There's a video I'd love to put together because.
You know what artwork is, Wally? That's fucking artwork like that. Look at that. There you go.
That's a masterpiece.
Hey, and it won't play tonight. Fucking YouTube.
He did a video where he was like
NFT.
Where he was trying to identify. Where he was trying to identify all the shooters, and he would be like, they all have the same apparatus, the SO modus operandi.
Boys.
Where they laugh, they have this maniacal laugh.
Yes.
And he has so many. I want to put a video together of all his laughs. It would be a good half hour.
I end one of my videos with just a montage of him going.
You remember? I think I was talking to Dan behind the scenes, but when he did that video where he's streaming about New York, and he's found thousands of clips about stupid shit that happens in the subways.
Yeah, it's subway crimes and moving crimes, and then just some dude biking, and it's all right, dude.
Yeah, just
evolved.
But he's just sitting there, right? And the people are popping in and out, and he's going on for hours and hours. And all you hear is him going through different videos, and then that laugh is.
I tuned in for 10 minutes, and the 10 minutes that I was in, he's like an hour into it, and he goes, "Hey, guys, do you notice a theme? Do you notice a common theme? I don't have to say it, but if you notice, everybody is a certain ethnicity." And he's like, these are all black people. It's you
and then Queen Ma comes in and he's like, hey, yeah, girl, love you, girl.
But he's making it all these happen to be black. They say there's no black on black crime. Nobody says that, by the way. I don't know where Wally's getting that, but Wally's like, there's no black on black crime, and look at this video. Okay, the guy who wants to not be a racist is like, hey, look at the black people being awful to each other.
But some of that stuff, and I looked at some of the dates. Some of that stuff was 2014, 2015.
You know
what I mean? It's just arbitrary.
It's to win. He wants to win the argument. In his head, he thinks one of us is saying oh, New York subways are ultra safe. There's no, and he's like, oh yeah. So he goes
backyard.
He finds the one where it's he's like, see, this LGBT person is pulling this woman's hair.
Yeah, that's same kind of thing. It's look at the evil LGBTQ people on the rampage. All right, Wally.
But it's such a first-rate argument.
Hair, though. We gotta admit.
But his whole argument is my father is stronger than your father, or your mother is, because any one of us could probably sit down and spend hours and getting YouTube videos from stuff that happens in Charlotte or LA or any other big city, because the stuff just happens. So anybody that's watching it, it's that's not just New York, that's anywhere.
And also, that's Wally's argument. He's like, yeah, these guys think I'm a loser, and they have video of me, and they and all this evidence, but you know what? They live in a place that's rotten. Yeah, like how is that a dig? I don't know. Like it's so fascinating to me how he's just like, but the river behind Kevin's house, it's polluted. Like, what does that have to do with?
I live so much of a better life than all my trolls, and they're all jealous of me. But I would rather sit on here and try to prove them wrong than actually live my life.
And actually do something. And actually have a life.
It's such a delusion because the guy's like saying that we're jealous. Like, dude, we're people with houses. We're people with families that we're with.
He's stealing our victory over him and claiming it as his own. He would either have to actually devote some time, put effort into dissecting each one of us. Like, in reality, he probably could get a lot of us in like the typical talking points, like you're being emotional. Wow, you're jealous, or what does he always say? It's none of your business.
Hang on. Can you pull clean hiddens again? Look at that face. Look at that face. But like, doesn't it seem like if you just think about it, it kind of looks like he's talking about like NASCAR, like he's doing play-by-play NASCAR.
Yeah.
He's talking to the people right now.
Yeah. Look at that face.
It's the shirt. It's with the red and the white. Looks like a race car guy.
It looks like he's wearing a onesie.
I'm telling you, I had pajamas, like a top and a bottom, when I was like 13.
That'd be funny to see Maga Man in like a super progressive like smock, like a hybrid or something with like weird leather, like something Kanye West made, and he's like, not for nothing, man.
Like his Star Trek costume.
Yeah, he like lifts up one of the flaps of his coat, and it's like a less lethal. I got it all covered. Don't worry,
he's got like the Joker trench coat, but it's all less lethal guns instead of when you open it up.
Mace bomb.
I wonder if Wally's watching Obi-Wan on Disney Plus and getting really sentimental about the Darth Vader. Like he has.
I bet he loves Star Wars with all his heart.
Oh, you got to read that up, man.
But he doesn't.
Like he has to be having flashbacks. Like I had a costume just like that.
Yeah, you can't be into anything so hook, line, and sinker, and then all of a sudden be out of it,
Right.
and then not have
care.
think back about it. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
He
Doesn't bother me.
Some franchise made me buy all those action figures.
Have you ever seen Wally make a video that says that? I don't care if you re-upload my videos. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, not at all.
He can't even sell things anymore because it reminds him of when he used to. Remember? Because they're like, why don't you? Like, I think it was either it was Kmart. He was like, why don't you like sell something? And he's like, I won't. I just won't do that. I just won't do that. It's like, whoa, dude, what? And he's like, I gotta think about what to say because of you guys.
I didn't copyright strike you. It was Nightbot, and Nightbot knows what he's doing.
I can't control Nightbot, guys.
With those friendly
instead of calling it Nightbot, just call it White Knight. Because that's what it is. It's just somebody that protects.
Yeah, and then he spent like it's funny because like talk about being a shock jock. The dude like was the dude was like doing a live stream that has so much dead air.
It's a hooded guy with like the eye holes. White bot
with the cross burning in the background.
Like other than like people like us to watch his live streams to like find some gold in some of his ramblings that we can maybe use to but like does it like other than like Pounder or maybe Plastic in the Tree, do you think there are other people there that actually find that they glean any information or anything useful from anything that he says? Is there anything that he says that's useful?
Like I was watching one of his recent videos with the trans stuff, and he was talking about he makes one argument and he just like that he's like oh, you know, if I identify as a glass, you know, does that make it legal? If I identify as a lamp, if I identify as a thing, and he just goes on for 10 minutes. It's like, we got your point. You're not.
Right. Wally's
now making fun of the trans people.
Wally identifies as he's trying to identify as a sane person, but we all know that doesn't fly. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because he was clearly looking at things in his house as he was doing it. He was like, if I identify as that Starship Enterprise, am I?
Dan said the same thing. He was going through his props. Yeah.
Say, you know,
I could identify as Megatron. I could identify as Starscream. I could identify as Bumblebee. I could. This goes through his shell.
Babu, did you hear him like when Kmart was in his live stream with him, and he's like, Kmart is like, you know, all the political stuff, it gets you all twisted. You should go back to like what you really like doing, like make some more less lethal content, right? And then the next day he comes and he's like, "Oh, I've been talking to you guys, and a lot of you guys. What do you mean a lot of you guys? It's one guy.
One
guy.
He's like, here's my gun. He's getting texts now. He's like, I'm not sure if you guys hear that, but I'm getting text messages.
Oh yeah, that's his new thing. He wants to make himself sound like he's a lot busier than he is. He's like, I don't know if you guys heard that chirp in the background. Oh, there's my phone again.
My phone is blowing up. It's blowing up. Yeah.
There was a small window where I was his pal, like we were still friends, and he would do the live streams on Facebook, and I would purposely text him because he'd be doing his thing. All of a sudden, his phone, like the screen would lock up, and it would go. He had like I think it was R2D2 sound effects, and it would go like crazy, and we'd all laugh. We'd be like, we just fucked up his life.
Oh my god, me and my friend, dude. The funniest parts about his videos is that he wouldn't put his phone on fucking silent when he was making these videos, and he would get these random R2D2 things in the middle of his live stream.
I'd be like,
dude,
hey man, how's
hilarious.
it going? And I'd laugh as his live stream goes, because his phone would get all mad.
Oh my god!
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see Vigoda? Did you guys see that Vigoda is back? He was back.
I seen him around.
Yeah, what rock did he crawl from under, that guy? I remember I was watching live stream. He was like dropping N bombs, and everyone was like,
"No, yeah, he
was
like he was blue lion. He was like, why can't I call him a monk if I want to call him that?" And it's just like, whoa, Vigoda.
Blue Lion's now a wrench, so he follows New Wally now.
Yeah, he's like, and he was just, I think he's just a little misunderstood, but then like, yeah, he was like, oh, I'm so happy to see and talk to everybody in this chat. And it's just like, whoa, oh my God.
There was like a good 2 minutes he thought virtual Maga Man was Maga Man. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, this is...
That's like Sifu.
He's like, is that Maga Man?
Every time the Sifu, Maga Man, is that the real you?
Dude,
it's like
it's
never Maga Man when it's a cartoon of Maga Man.
I gotta get back on Hidden. I haven't fucked with him like recently, so the next time Hidden does a stream when he's there, I'm gonna pop in as Maga Man and get him all riled up again.
Yeah, when you do it, same thing. Is that real you, Maga Man?
And then I come back as Babu, and I'm like, hey man, how's it going? And he's like, hey Babu.
He's like a light switch. He doesn't remember. I love Sifu. Sifu coming to chat. Sifu's like, I don't want to come on. It's all drama. But then, like every time he comes on, he's like, people call me this because I'm fucking dull. Drama. Like you're all about drama, buddy. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like Wally's got some. I mean, for many reasons, but I'm pretty sure Wally's got some gay tendencies. He's trying way too hard to show that he's straight. Like that's just like
he's unhealthily fascinated with the trans community.
Yeah.
I wanted to play a video because
he's like, I'm gonna show you how straight I am. I'm gonna fuck a guy in the ass and show you how much I don't like it. Like what? What?
He's fantasizing about fucking flipping your mouth.
You're not gay if you're the one doing the fucking.
You suck my dick.
This isn't gay, is it?
What a queer.
You're like attached to another man.
Yeah, well, I'll show you. I won't be that gay. I'll be the top.
Exactly. Eat your meat. He's like, you be a man. You eat your meat. You beat your women. That's how manly you should be. Like what?
Yeah. God damn it! I wish I had.
He's our boy. We love him for who he is.
Really about, If
but I'm gonna cut out, guys. Gramps
I'm gonna wrap it up. I got my kid. Who knows what he's probably lighting the house on fire right now.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it. It was good as always. See you, Dan, Babu.
Yeah, it wasn't great. We had
Baron.
Nice.
Well.
Yeah.
Hidden. It was all good talking to you guys.
He's probably planning the next move. How am I going to take these trolls down now?
All right, guys. Make sure everybody out there likes and subscribes.
Yes,
absolutely.
Thank you. Plug the channel.
All right.
I never.
Peace.
Even you, Ollie. Like, comment, subscribe.
All right, gentlemen. I'll try and come in earlier next time. I'll see you.
All right, man. Take care, Babu.
Later, bro.
All right, I'm getting out too. Peace out. Thanks, Dan.
All right, man. See you later, Baron. And Hidden will probably, I don't know. Like my kid's over, so I can't do the late night business anymore. But I miss hanging
excuses,
out.
man.
I know. I see you guys talking. I'm like, I'm in bed. I can't get out. I'll wake the house. I don't have a garage I can go to and smoke pot. Well, I do, but it's attached, and it would just fill up the house with fumes, and everyone would know what I was doing, so it wouldn't work.
Well, go stand outside while you do it.
Yeah, but then you can't live stream. or it'll look like this. I'll have like limited bandwidth. What the hell's going on tonight? What do you think it is, being the live stream guy that you are? Just my upload fucking bandwidth? I think I got 10 up. I got 100 down and 10 up.
You should be okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be totally fine.
My kid's on YouTube, but that shouldn't really fuck this up like this much.
Well, it depends on what he's watching it on.
iPad. Actually, he probably is watching it on an iPad and his computer, so maybe it is fucking it up.
Yeah, if he's on the computer, it's probably got it going high def or something.
Fuck. All right, well, like I said, I'll beat him silly when I see him.
You're gonna have to, like, I don't know. It seems to be showing what I'm playing, so maybe you should fucking send it to me and then I can play it.
Well, I actually don't know how, like, when I could play videos through OBS, but it doesn't pump the volume through.
Well, it won't play for anybody in the room either. It'll just play for the people watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless I do like a virtual microphone, but then it does an echo sometimes. I haven't figured it out yet, but I could probably do something like that. And I think I could also share the screen, but it's probably going to be the same business.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
I got like multiple. Anyway, I got to figure it out. Anyway, I got to go, man.
All right.
It was good hanging out with you. I'll try to pop in tomorrow night.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Peace out, everyone. Bye. Oh, you wanted me to do it?
I'll do it. Okay, so that's the show, everybody. We did it. We had some bandwidth issues, so I'm kind of bummed about that. I packaged all these Maga Man videos, and now we can't watch it. And Maga Man can't try to come after me for copyright. So it's a loss for everybody, Maga Man included. And so yeah, thanks everybody. And like I said, I don't know what happened last time, but I got 1,400 views. So thank you for that, I guess, if that's you guys watching it over again. And I can't think of anything else to say. Let me try to figure out how to. It's always a trick. Okay, here we go. I'll end my live streams like Maga Man does. This video ends now. Now.